Hey there, and welcome to Weeb Novel Audiobook, your hub for epic fanfics, original stories, and thrilling adventures brought to life. Make sure to subscribe for regular updates and swing by my Patreon for early access and exclusive mature content. Now, sit back and enjoy the journey.
A new feature. Ethan was shocked, however, it turned into excitement as he hurriedly checked more details about it. Ding, new feature, Godly Cultivation Insight. Use, by spending life points, the host can gain insights into any cultivation technique he reads and upgrade his mastery. I can upgrade the mastery of my cultivation techniques or the ones I read in the future. Ethan was happy with the newly unlocked feature as he could really use it to learn some new cultivation techniques. Although he could buy the cultivation techniques of his killer from the interface of the killer's stats, there were so many limitations to it. They were, 1. Only one cultivation technique's mastery can be bought at a time. 2. There is a time limit. 3. He can't choose the cultivation technique he wants. 4. Most importantly, he has to go through the pain of death. Therefore, the new feature helped him overcome these limitations. Let's check out the cost for my existing cultivation technique. Soon, Ethan thought about it, and the system displayed the information in front of him. Godly Cultivation Insight 1, Life Point to Spark Stage 100, Life Points to Beginner Stage 200, Life Points to Small Success Stage 400, Life Points to Completion Stage 4000, Life Points to Great Completion Stage. Note, for some special cultivation techniques, the cost might vary as I expected, the cost is much higher than from the interface of the killer's stats. Since the feature Godly Cultivation Insight was covering for the shortcomings of the interface of the killer's stats, Ethan was not surprised to see the higher cost of upgrading the cultivation techniques through the feature. Ding, Cultivation Techniques, Cloud Grasping Art, Spark Stage, Shadow Steps, Completion Stage, Cloud Grasping Art, Beginner Stage, 100 Life Points. Shadow Steps, Greater Completion Stage, 4000 life points. After displaying the information about the Godly Cultivation Insight, the system showed Ethan's cultivation techniques and the cost to upgrade them to the next stage. If I had 1000 life points, I would buy the mastery of the Shadow Steps from the interface of the killer's stats. As for the Cloud Grasping Art, there is no use in upgrading it as I don't follow the manual cultivation of absorbing the spirit essence from nature. Ethan lost interest in the Godly Cultivation technique for now and decided to use it when he found some cultivation manuals in the future. System, show my interface. Ding, host name, Ethan Kai. Lifespan, 16/280. Cultivation, Level 1 Foundation Establishment Realm. Cultivation Technique, Cloud Grasping Art, Spark Stage, Shadow Steps, Completion Stage. Cultivation Talents, none. Special Talents, I am your killer, Essence of Bountiful Harvesting. Spirit Root, Chaotic Multi-Attribute Root. Life Points, 524. System Items, Revival Life Card, Multiplier Life Card. My lifespan has increased by 165 years. From now on, if I die, I will get 264 life points. Ethan was happy to see the huge increase in his lifespan. However, increasing my cultivation requires more life points than before. He didn't forget the downside of his current cultivation. Nevertheless, Ethan did not regret his decision to break through to the foundation establishment. The higher my cultivation is, the greater my survival chances. With my foundation establishment realm cultivation, I can better hide my cultivation from others. Moreover, the biggest advantage was that those below the foundation establishment realm couldn't see through his cultivation. Hopefully, things will go peacefully tomorrow. With that thought in mind, Ethan went to sleep, looking forward to going to the Lin family tomorrow morning. Nestled amidst rolling hills and fertile spirit fields, Greenspire town may be small compared to other towns, however, it is a bustling center for spirit farming in the region. Despite its humble size, Greenspire Town is the beating heart of the Lin family's domain, serving as a hub for trade and governance. Merchants and laborers crowd its market square, exchanging harvested spirit plants, rare seeds, and farming tools. The Lin family's estate sits atop a gentle rise overlooking the town, its walls sturdy but unassuming, signaling authority without ostentation. In the Lin family manor, Greenspire Town, Ethan, along with his father Garrick and uncle Joran, was waiting with the 2 wooden chests they brought with them. After waiting for some time, a middle-aged man in robes entered the hall. Manager Merrick. Seeing that, Garrick, Joran, and even Ethan respectfully bowed to the middle-aged man. Merrick Lin, also known as Manager Merrick, was the one in charge of all the spirit laborers in the villages controlled by the Lin family. Unlike other cultivators, Merrick never looked down on the spirit laborers because he knew their value and how much wealth they brought to his Lin family. Despite having more than 50 spirit laborers under his control, he remembered everyone by their names. It was because of this that Garrick decided to entrust Ethan to Manager Merrick. "Is this your son? I saw him a few years back, and now he is all grown up." Merrick looked at Ethan and knew he was Garrick's son. "Yes, Manager Merrick." Garrick had a big smile on his face as he introduced, "His name is Kai, and he has some skills in growing and harvesting plants." Although he hadn't seen Ethan growing plants, Garrick saw Ethan's harvesting skills. Thus, he proudly bragged about his son. "Yes, Manager. Because of him, we harvested good quality silver stem flowers this time." From the side, Joran opened the 2 boxes filled with silver stem flowers. This, so many good quality ones." Looking at the flowers in the boxes, Merrick was shocked. As a spirit farmer, he had to be careful in nurturing so many good quality silver stem flowers despite them being a gradeless spirit plant. So, when he learned that all the harvested silver stem flowers were good quality ones, Merrick could not help but look at Ethan in a new light. Both Garrick and Joran were nurturing gradeless spirit plants for the Lin family, and the only change was the appearance of Ethan. Thus, he knew the full credit for the good quality silver stem flowers belonged to Ethan. Does he have a cultivation talent related to spirit farming? This was the first thought that appeared in Merrick's head that answered the scene in front of him. "Kai, are you interested in joining the Lin family?" After thinking for a moment, Merrick asked Ethan. In this world, cultivation talents were considered a rare gift, and if one possessed a talent linked to spirit plants, it was even more extraordinary. Those with such abilities were often swiftly recruited by powerful sects to help them gain an edge in the cultivation world. Merrick, suspecting that Ethan possessed such a rare talent, knew that bringing him into the Lin family would benefit both parties immensely. With his talent, Ethan would be able to grow into a highly skilled spirit farmer under the Lin family's protection, gaining access to their resources and cultivation techniques. For the Lin family, securing Ethan would strengthen their influence and ensure their continued dominance in the spirit plant trade in the future. It was a win-win situation. With this in mind, Merrick extended an offer to Ethan to officially join the Lin family, ensuring a bright future for both. Moreover, most of the villagers around Greenspire Town were the descendants of the Lin family, and whenever any cultivator with a good spirit root appeared from these villages, they were recruited into the family. But only those with good spirit roots were given proper attention, whereas those without proper spirit roots could only become guards for the Lin family. "I am willing." Ethan was more than happy to join the Lin family as he was looking for a cultivation family to join anyway. Moreover, Ethan had heard lots of good things about the Lin family from his father, and even in Kai's memories, the Lin family seemed to be a peace-loving family that focused on spirit farming. "Good." Merrick happily nodded his head and informed, "Wait for a moment, I will personally take you to the ancestral hall to pay respect to the ancestors." According to the traditions of the Lin family, by making the newly recruited youngsters pay respects to the ancestors, they could officially become members of the Lin family. "Yes, Manager." Ethan nodded his head. "No, You should call me uncle from now on. Merrick corrected Ethan's way of addressing him, indirectly telling him that he had become a member of the Lynn family. Yes, Uncle Merrick. Ethan didn't hesitate to call him uncle right away, making Merrick smile. Let's finish the business before going to the ancestral hall. Saying that, Merrick asked someone to count the silver stem flowers from the 2 wooden boxes. Garrick submitted 1,023, whereas Joran submitted 990 silver stem flowers, and all of them are good quality. The servants were quick with their hands as they informed the numbers to Merrick. Not only the quality, but even the yield has increased slightly. Good, good. Merrick did some calculations and said, according to the contract, 10% of the harvest belongs to you. However, since you have done exceptionally well, I will give you 20% of the harvest. What? Thank you, Manager Merrick. Thanks for your generosity, Manager. Both Garrick and Joran were expecting some bonus, however, they didn't expect to receive 20% of their harvest. Remember, the harvest this time contained all good quality flowers, which meant they were getting 4 times their regular income. Hence, they hurriedly thanked Manager Merrick for his generosity. You can collect the gold from the trading hall. Soon, Merrick wrote something on a beast's skin and gave it to Garrick to collect their rewards from the Lynn family trading hall. As for Kai, I will send him back after completing all the registration procedures to join the Lynn family. After that, Garrick and Joran went to redeem their money, whereas Merrick took Ethan into the Lynn family's ancestral hall, where Ethan paid his respects to the Lynn family ancestors. It was because of these late ancestors that the villages around Greenspire town were a little more peaceful, and villagers could enjoy the peaceful life of farming and hunting. If not for the Lynn family overseeing and protecting the villages, Kai's family would have died long ago. In that aspect, Ethan held great respect for the Lynn family. You have a chaotic mixed cultivation route, which is useless for cultivation, however, it still lets you become a spirit farmer. A spirit farmer required cultivation, otherwise, they were bound to be spirit laborers for their entire lives. While registering Ethan's details, Merrick checked Ethan's spirit route, however, he was not disappointed with it. Let's begin your training in the field of spirit farming from tomorrow. Merrick himself had a slightly better spirit route than Ethan, and he was forever stuck at the chi refining completion realm. So, he suggested that Ethan focus more on his goal of spirit farming. With enough cultivation resources, Merrick believed that sooner or later, he could increase Ethan's cultivation to the chi refining completion realm. That's right. Merrick was unable to see through Ethan's cultivation because Ethan had a higher cultivation and was completely focused on hiding it. Sorry, Uncle Merrick. I will reveal my cultivation when I completely trust the Lynn family. No matter how good the Lynn family was, Ethan wanted to observe them before slowly revealing his cultivation. Until then, Ethan planned to hide it from everyone. You can read these books to increase your theoretical knowledge on spirit farming. After that, Merrick gave 3 books to Ethan to study. They were, A Beginner's Guide to Spirit Farming, The Art of Spirit Plant Nurturing, Essentials of Spirit Flora. Thank you, Uncle. Ethan repeatedly thanked Merrick as he received things one after another. It took the entire afternoon to complete the procedures, and Ethan officially became a member of the Lynn family. He received some robes with the word Lynn on them, a wooden badge with his name Kai on it, and 3 books related to spirit farming. It's time for shopping. After leaving the Lynn family manor, Ethan didn't go find his father and uncle. Instead, he strolled around Greenspire town's market. Of course, before strolling, he covered his face and released an aura of level 7 chi refining cultivation, which was not very high but at the same time, not too low. Greenspire town was a bustling trading hub for dozens of surrounding villages. Thanks to the abundant spirit lands, most spirit plant-related products were 10 to 20% cheaper compared to other towns. With his face covered and exuding the aura of a level 7 chi refining realm cultivator, Ethan searched for spirit seeds. For now, I'll buy some rank 1 and rank 2 spirit seeds and worry about the spirit fields later. Ethan knew that Merrick would eventually grant him some spirit fields to manage. When that time came, beyond the spirit seeds provided by the Lin family, Ethan wanted to secretly cultivate additional spirit seeds. For others, managing so many spirit plants would be difficult, but for Ethan, who could see their live status, it wouldn't be much trouble. "Brother, do you have spirit grass seeds?" Ethan soon found the largest shop in Greenspire, the Starlight Shop, and inquired about spirit grass seeds. Spirit grass was the most common rank 1 spirit plant, used in many pills like chi refining pills, fasting pills, and more. Additionally, it could be fed to spirit beasts, making it perpetually in demand. 8 seeds for a spirit stone. However, if you buy in bulk, I can offer 10 seeds per spirit stone, the shopkeeper said after noticing Ethan's level 7 chi refining aura, quoting a fair price. Give me 15 per spirit stone, and I'll buy 150. Ethan had lived in poverty in his past life and knew how to negotiate. 10 spirit stones. Sure. The shopkeeper was pleased to sell so many spirit seeds at once and was willing to reduce his profit slightly for the bulk sale. "Sir, do you need any other seeds?" the shopkeeper asked respectfully after completing Ethan's purchase. "Let me take a look." Ethan scanned the selection of seeds on display. The shop carried rank 1, rank 2, and even a few rare rank 3 seeds. However, even the most inferior rank 3 seed cost hundreds of spirit stones far beyond his current means. Besides, cultivating rank 3 spirit plants was a complex process, even with his ability to monitor their live status. The store's stock of rank 3 seeds was limited, with only 3 varieties available, each stored in jade boxes to preserve their vitality and prevent tampering. Huh? What rank are these seeds? Ethan's gaze landed on a few jade boxes that lacked labels indicating their rank. "Sir, these are nameless seeds discovered in a recently opened secret realm near Greenspire town. Our appraisers were unable to determine their names or ranks. To identify them, we'd need to invite a skilled seed appraiser, which is quite expensive," the shopkeeper explained before continuing, "so we set a flat price of 10 spirit stones per seed." A flat price of 10 spirit stones. Ethan raised his eyebrows. With that amount, he could purchase decent rank 2 spirit seeds. If these unknown seeds turned out to be ordinary rank 2 seeds, the buyer would be at a loss unless they were special. "Wait a second, my special talent." Ethan suddenly remembered his ability and felt a surge of excitement. However, he kept his expression neutral and asked the shopkeeper, "Can I examine them closely?" To activate his talent, Ethan needed to physically touch the seeds. Seeking permission first was the proper course of action. "Of course, sir, but please be careful." Ethan wasn't the first to show interest in these unknown seeds. Many cultivators had touched them, attempting to sense their rank. Even the shop's appraisers had failed to determine their quality, so how could ordinary customers? The shopkeeper had no reason to prevent Ethan from checking them. Essence of bountiful harvesting item name, mutated iron leaf grass seed grade, rank 1 iron leaf grass is a gradeless spirit plant like silver stem flower, but it mutated into a rank 1 spirit plant. A mutated iron leaf grass seed was valuable, but at most, it was worth a single spirit stone, not 10. Next. Ethan picked up the second seed, and its information soon appeared before him. Essence of bountiful harvesting item name, thunder leaf seed grade, rank 2, special, huh? A special rank 2 spirit seed. Ethan only had knowledge of common gradeless spirit plants grown by his parents, so he had never heard of a thunder leaf seed. However, seeing its grade, he immediately knew it was worth far more than 10 spirit stones. "I should buy this one." He silently made a decision while continuing to examine the remaining seeds, hoping to find another special rank 2 spirit seed. Essence of bountiful harvesting item name, mist vine seed grade, Rank 1 Essence of Bountiful Harvesting Item Name, Moonshade Flower Seed Grade, Rank 2 A Rank 2 Spirit Seed. Ethan's eyes lit up at finding another Rank 2 Spirit Seed, but he wasn't certain if it was worth more than 10 Spirit Stones. Right. He suddenly thought of a way to determine the value of the Moonshade Flower Seed. Let's check the last one. Before that, he wanted to see what the final unknown seed was. The moment its information appeared, Ethan's hands trembled slightly. This. Essence of Bountiful Harvesting Item Name, Azure Dragon Grass Seed Grade, Rank 3, Special, This is a special Rank 3 Spirit Seed. Looking at the information about the last unknown seed, Ethan's hand shook a little. Even an inferior Rank 3 Spirit Seed costs hundreds of Spirit Stones, not to mention a special Rank 3 Spirit Seed, which costs at least 1,000 Spirit Stones. Now, Ethan had an opportunity to buy it for just 10 Spirit Stones. As far as I know, Rank 3 Spirit Plants are used in creating pills that are effective for Foundation Establishment Realm cultivators. Ethan didn't know the exact use of the Azure Dragon Grass Seed, but he knew it was extremely valuable. Shopkeeper, I will take all these unknown seeds. Ethan no longer hesitated as he informed the shopkeeper that he wanted all the unknown seeds. Really? The shopkeeper was excited to hear Ethan's words because it had been quite a few days since he placed these unknown seeds in the shop. He had even considered lowering the price, yet no one was willing to buy them, and now, someone wanted to buy them all. So, of course, the shopkeeper was pleasantly surprised. Yes, but I will only pay 40 Spirit Stones. Ethan still bargained for 10 Spirit Stones, and the shopkeeper didn't mind, happily agreeing to the transaction. After my shopping, I only have 20 chi refining pills. Ethan spent all his Spirit Stones and even some chi refining pills for the earlier transaction. However, thinking about the worth of the seeds he had bought, Ethan was happy. If I can nurture these seeds into spirit plants and harvest them, I can not only get a good amount of life points but also thousands of Spirit Stones. Thinking about the potential harvest from these seeds, Ethan couldn't help but feel a surge of excitement. However, he also understood that the higher the rank of the spirit seed, the longer the cultivation period and the greater the complexity required to nurture them properly. It's time to meet father and uncle. Soon, Ethan exerted his senses to the fullest to check whether anyone was following him, and after making sure he was alone, he found a secluded corner, put on the Lin family robes, and went to find his father and uncle. Father, uncle. Before long, Ethan met with them and recounted everything that had happened at the Lin family manor during his return journey. Garrick was happy and rushed their journey to share the good news with his wife. As for Joran, he was happy for Ethan and encouraged him to work hard in the future to become a good spirit farmer. That night, the two families had a big feast, filled with different varieties of meats and wines, celebrating all the good things that had happened today. Next morning at the spirit fields managed by Ethan's parents, the foundation of spirit farming is soil, and spirit plants can't be cultivated in ordinary soil. This particular field contains a bit of spirit soil, which is very suitable for cultivating gradeless spirit plants. Of course, you can cultivate rank 1 spirit plants, but it would put a toll on the spirit farmer, and even then, the quality and quantity of the harvest might drop. Merrick pointed at the plain spirit field, which Ethan had harvested yesterday, and began his training. Also, just because you have a plot of spirit field doesn't mean you can nurture spirit plants endlessly in it. After every harvest, the spirit field must be infused with spirit energy. That's where the spirit farmer comes into play. Merrick started with the basics, helping Ethan understand some questions that had previously puzzled him. For example, he had always thought that even his parents should be considered spirit farmers since they could nurture gradeless spirit plants on their own. However, Ethan got his answer after hearing Merrick's explanation. After every harvest, the soil in the spirit field loses its spirit energy, and the spirit farmer uses special cultivation techniques to enrich the soil again. Moreover, the spirit farmer also injects spirit energy into each spirit seed to speed up its growth. Other than that, the spirit farmer can create artificial rain filled with spirit energy, clear out bugs and insects infesting the spirit plants, and do much more. For gradeless spirit plants like silver stem flowers, the Lin family sends a spirit farmer once a week, or sometimes twice a month, to check on the spirit fields managed by the spirit laborers. Because of this, the spirit laborers receive only 10% of the harvest. Do you still think it's unfair? Merrick seemed to recall Ethan's thoughts from yesterday and explained why the spirit laborers received only 10%. It's a fair share. I understand now. Ethan felt a little embarrassed but didn't hesitate to agree with Merrick's words. The Lin family not only provided the spirit field and seeds, but they also sent a spirit farmer to enrich the soil, create artificial rain, and help the spirit laborers with pest control. So, Ethan's previous minor complaints about the Lin family's share of the harvest were resolved with Merrick's explanation. Now, see how a spirit farmer enriches the soil of the spirit field. Merrick smiled at Ethan's response and asked him to focus, then placed his hand on the ground. Earth Essence Integration Technique. The next second, Merrick activated his cultivation technique while standing in the center of the spirit field. Swish, a faint, earthy glow began to emanate from his hands, spreading into the ground like ripples in a pond. This is magical. Ethan watched, wide-eyed, as the previously dull earth seemed to come alive, faintly shimmering with energy. Since my cultivation is high, it didn't take much time to enrich the field. Thus, cultivation is also important for a spirit farmer. After a couple of minutes, Merrick removed his hand from the ground and informed Ethan. The training session ends here for today, but I have an assignment for you. Merrick took out a jade slip and handed it to Ethan. Your task is to cultivate the Earth Essence Integration Technique to the beginner's stage within a week, and if you succeed, I will give you a reward. In a week? I'll complete it, Uncle Merrick, so make sure you prepare the reward. Ethan had been waiting for a useful cultivation technique to test his new system feature, and finally, he had the chance. Don't just say it, prove it with actions. Merrick shook his head and left, leaving Ethan in the spirit field. Of course, I will. Looking at the system notifications that appeared before him, Ethan laughed. Ding, the system has detected a cultivation technique in the host's hands. Ding, the host can learn it by spending just 1 life point. Do you want to learn it? Uncle Merrick, I don't need a whole week to learn it. With a smile, Ethan spent the life point to learn the cultivation technique, Earth Essence Integration Technique. Ding, the host has spent 1 life point and activated the godly cultivation insight. In the next second, the system's new feature started working as his mind flooded with fragmented images and sensations, showing a cultivator practicing the technique, the flow of spirit essence through the body, and the subtle resonance with the soil. It was as though he was both observing and experiencing it firsthand. When the glow subsided, Ethan exhaled sharply. The knowledge of the technique was imprinted in his mind, but it was incomplete. Ding, the host has successfully cultivated the Earth Essence Integration Technique to the spark stage. Let's get some more insights into the cultivation technique. Ethan didn't think much and directly spent more life points. Ding, the host has spent 100 life points and activated the godly cultivation insight. Swish, a second wave of energy engulfed him, and the fragments of knowledge infused into his mind. Every step of the process became clearer: the precise Qi circulation, the balance required to enrich the soil, and the harmony needed to succeed. The enlightened state didn't last long, as Ethan had successfully completed Merrick's task in less than 5 minutes, receiving 2 notifications. Ding, the host has successfully cultivated the Earth Essence Integration Technique to the beginner stage. Ding, the Earth Essence Integration Technique is not only used to enrich the soil, but it can also be used to absorb spirit essence from the surroundings to increase cultivation. So, This is not just a secondary cultivation technique but a main cultivation technique that can also be used as a secondary cultivation technique. No wonder Uncle Merrick wanted me to learn this cultivation technique to the beginner stage. Looking at the second system notification, Ethan was pleasantly surprised and understood the meaning behind Merrick's first task. To become a spirit farmer, one should have cultivation, and to cultivate, one should have a main cultivation technique to absorb spirit essence from the nature around them. With the help of the earth essence integration technique, those who aim to become spirit farmers don't have to trouble themselves with learning a separate main cultivation technique, saving them a lot of time. I don't have much use for a main cultivation technique, however, if I want to become a spirit farmer, I need more secondary cultivation techniques. Ethan knew he didn't have much talent in cultivation, however, he could buy cultivation from the interface of the killer's stats by dying. But he needed secondary cultivation techniques to take care of the spirit plants. Let's continue upgrading it to the small success stage. After thinking for a moment, Ethan used the godly cultivation insight again, as it cost only 200 life points for the next stage. Ding, the host has spent 200 life points and activated the godly cultivation insight. Ding, the host has successfully cultivated the earth essence integration technique to the small success stage. After reaching the small success stage, Ethan's control over soil enrichment improved, enabling him to refine spirit energy within smaller patches of land more efficiently. Ding, available life points, 223. The decrease in life points is not good, however, the connection to the earth feels quite good. Ethan's cultivation was already good, but he lacked cultivation techniques. He only had one shadow steps which was good for running. So, having another cultivation technique was beneficial. I wonder what kind of reward Uncle Merrick will give me. He was not in a hurry to inform Uncle Merrick about the cultivation technique and decided to wait a week before informing him. Reaching the beginner stage in a cultivation technique is already shocking. However, Ethan was not worried because he knew Merrick believed he had a talent for spirit farming, and learning a cultivation technique related to spirit farming in a week wouldn't shock him much. Before that, I should test my earth essence integration technique. After upgrading it to the small success stage, Ethan's hands were itching to use the cultivation technique. Sweesh, this place is secluded, and I can sense the fluctuations of spirit energy. Soon, Ethan found a small secluded area far from the spirit fields. One of the additional benefits of this cultivation technique was that the cultivator could sense the fluctuations of spirit energy in the soil, something Ethan realized while searching for a place to test it. Time to test the technique. Earth Essence Integration Technique. Taking a deep breath, he activated the Earth Essence Integration Technique, feeling the spirit energy within him harmonize with the chaotic spirit energy fluctuations in the soil. The ground beneath his feet began to emit a faint, earthy glow as tendrils of spirit energy seeped into the dirt. Within moments, the soil darkened and softened, a clear sign of its enriched state. Enriching the soil looks so simple. Looking at the darkened soil, Ethan was excited as he continued injecting spirit essence into the ground using his cultivation technique. Kakaha. Suddenly, Ethan noticed cracks appearing on the ground as a burst of spirit energy triggered a powerful reaction in the earth. What's happening? Before Ethan could react, a radiant light erupted, and the land beneath him cracked open completely, pulling him into a new realm. When the glow faded, Ethan found himself in a lush secret realm filled with spirit lands teeming with vitality and endless potential. Where am I? Shocked by the sudden change in his surroundings, Ethan became anxious when he heard a gentle voice in his head. Welcome to my secret realm, Mystic Soil Domain. In this cultivation world, the appearance of secret realms is not an uncommon occurrence, and they arise for various reasons. Some are crafted by powerful cultivators to preserve their legacies or hidden knowledge, while others naturally form from the convergence of spirit energies in the environment. Additionally, some realms are born from the remnants of fierce battles between mighty cultivators, and there are countless other ways these mysterious realms come into existence. Almost all the secret realms are filled with rare cultivation resources that are harder to find in the cultivation world, but obviously, dangers exist. Nevertheless, cultivators are willing to take risks in entering the secret realms to change their fates. What? A secret realm? Hearing the gentle voice, Ethan calmed himself and hurriedly asked, "How can I leave this secret realm?" Other cultivators might be excited to enter a secret realm because of the rare cultivation resources, however, Ethan was worried about the dangers. Others have to risk their lives to get cultivation resources to increase their cultivation, however, Ethan has the godly revival system, with which he could become powerful without taking unnecessary risks. Even though he had one free revival, Ethan was looking forward to the weekly survival rewards, which seemed more generous than dying. Thus, Ethan directly asked for an exit from the secret realm. "Don't worry, youngster. It is not a secret realm filled with dangers. In fact, it is the safest secret realm. And I should believe your words." Ethan obviously didn't believe the words resounding in his head. "Of course, you won't believe my words, however, you will know soon enough." The gentle voice seemed to hear Ethan's thoughts and explained, "All you have to do in this secret realm is cultivate a batch of spirit plants. Depending on the harvest, I will reward you, and even if you fail, there is no punishment, but you will not get any rewards." Huh? Cultivating a batch of spirit plants. Ethan was tempted by the gentle voice in his head, thinking, "At worst, I will be killed." If he got killed, Ethan could easily revive outside the secret realm. So, Ethan felt there was nothing wrong with completing the tasks issued by the secret realm. "I will complete the task then and leave the secret realm." He no longer hesitated and decided to complete the task issued by the secret realm. "Excellent, young man." The gentle voice praised Ethan before asking him, "Which rank of spirit seeds do you want to cultivate? Rank 1 or rank 2? "I will go with rank 1 spirit plants." Ethan had never grown spirit plants before, so he wanted to try with the basic rank 1 spirit plants. Swish! As soon as Ethan made his selection, a small green-colored bag appeared in front of him. There are 1,000 spirit grass seeds in the seed bag. Nurture them properly, and depending on the harvest, you will get good rewards. Before you start, I want to give a welcome gift for activating my secret realm. Welcome gift. Ethan took the seed bag to check the insides when he heard the gentle voice mention the welcome gift, making him smile. Who in the world doesn't like gifts? Yes. Use this green hand codex until you complete the task. It contains various cultivation techniques recorded in it. As for how many cultivation techniques you can learn from it, it depends on your comprehension. I hope you can complete the task before I check on you again. After speaking continuously, the gentle voice in Ethan's head stopped speaking as though it had disappeared. Green Hand Codex contains various cultivation techniques. Ethan was still shocked by the welcome gift that appeared in his hands. Is this secret realm for real? Are there really such safe secret realms in this world? Ethan was still unable to believe the things that had happened since activating his Earth Essence integration technique. Not only did he enter a secret realm that was safe for cultivators, but it also focused on spirit farming, making it too much of a coincidence. Ding, the type of secret realms depends on the places they appear. Ding, since the Greenspire region is known for its fertile lands filled with spirit soil, the secret realms it gives birth to are also related to spirit farming. Suddenly, the system explained, removing the thoughts in Ethan's head. That's right. There is no coincidence. Ethan soon realized, the portal to the secret realm opened because I sensed the chaotic fluctuations of spirit energy in the soil. By infusing my spirit essence through the Earth Essence integration technique, I triggered its activation. Let's see what cultivation techniques the Green Hand Codex has. Soon, Ethan focused on the thick book in his hands as he opened it. Essence of Soil Infusion, a method of infusing spiritual energy into the soil to enhance its fertility, ensuring better yields from spirit plants. On the first page, there was a cultivation technique related to enriching the soil. Other than the name and its uses, there were diagrams of essence flow patterns in the cultivator's body. I already have the earth essence integration technique to enrich the soil. So, there is no need to waste life points on it. With that thought in mind, Ethan flipped to the next pages to check out other cultivation techniques. Flourishing spirit rain, a technique to create small, localized rainfall filled with nourishing spirit essence, beneficial for cultivating spirit plants. Healing vine meditation, a technique for restoring vitality to spirit plants, healing any damage and promoting overall plant health. Green bloom expansion, a method to accelerate the flowering and fruit-bearing process of spirit plants, making them mature faster while retaining their potency. There were so many cultivation techniques, and all of them were related to spirit farming, making Ethan want to learn all of them. However, I have limited life points. Ethan thought about it for a moment before coming up with a perfect plan. It's time to learn new cultivation techniques. There were exactly 20 cultivation techniques in the Green Hand Codex, and all of them were related to the field of spirit plants. Since it only costs a single life point to learn a cultivation technique, I will learn all of them to the spark stage. The path of spirit farming was safe and gave him free life points after every harvest. Aside from the free life points, Ethan could also sell the spirit plants he harvested for spirit stones. Overall, it was the most suitable path for Ethan, and thus, he decided to follow the path of spirit farming. To do that, having various cultivation techniques related to spirit farming was a good thing for him. Of course, due to insufficient life points, Ethan only planned to learn them till spark stage, and in the future, depending on the requirement, he would upgrade them. Let's begin. Without wasting any time, Ethan started learning the cultivation techniques from the Green Hand Codex using the Godly Cultivation Insight. Ding, the host spent a life point and learned Flourishing Spirit Rain to spark stage. Ding, the host spent a life point and learned Healing Vine Meditation to spark stage. Ding, the host spent a life point and learned Green Bloom Expansion to spark stage. Ding, the host spent a life point and learned Essence of Soil Infusion to spark stage. After thinking for a moment, Ethan even learned Essence of Soil Infusion because he believed it might be of some help in the future. After spending 20 life points, I am left with 203 life points. Ethan looked at his remaining life points and thought, I can upgrade 2 cultivation techniques to the beginner stage. I need the cultivation technique to create artificial rain to nurture the spirit plants. He had already decided on one of the cultivation techniques to upgrade, and it was Flourishing Spirit Rain. To complete the task issued by the Secret Realm, Ethan needed Spirit Rain and decided to upgrade Flourishing Spirit Rain to the beginner stage. As for the other technique, let's go with Green Pulse Art. Green Pulse Art was a special cultivation technique that could speed up the growth of the spirit plants. Ethan wanted to leave the Secret Realm as soon as possible, and to do that, he had to complete the task. Hence, he decided to upgrade it to beginner stage along with the mandatory Flourishing Spirit Rain. Ding, the host has spent 100 life points and successfully cultivated Flourishing Spirit Rain to the beginner stage. Ding, the host has spent 100 life points and successfully cultivated Green Pulse Art to the beginner stage. Now, I am left with only 3 life points. Ethan bitterly smiled, looking at the pitiful life points he was left with. It's alright. As long as I can successfully nurture these rank 1 spirit plants, I can get lots of life points for my investment. Soon, Ethan walked to the plot of Spirit Field, which seemed to be around 1,000 square meters or about 1/4 of a football field. Let's enrich the soil. Following Merchik's basic training, Ethan checked the soil and sensed that it was lacking spirit essence. So, he began enriching the soil with his spirit essence. Earth Essence Integration Technique Swish. With the activation of the technique, the soil loosened, started turning darker, and even shone lightly, indicating that the spirit essence in the soil had been replenished. Once the first step of enriching the soil was done, Ethan used the same cultivation technique to open small holes in the spirit field to sow the spirit grass seeds he received from the secret realm. Now, it is time to manually place the seeds into these small holes. There were no cultivation techniques related to telekinesis in the Green Hand Codex, so Ethan could only do it manually, and he was happy to do it. After 30 minutes. Finally done with the seed planting. With a thought, Ethan closed the 1000 holes with his cultivation technique before moving to the next step of spirit farming. The next step is watering. Flourishing spirit rain rumble. A low rumble echoed as the flourishing spirit rain technique activated, conjuring a compact black cloud above the spirit field. Flickers of faint lightning danced within the cloud, crackling softly in the air. With a gentle whoosh, the rain began to fall, each drop imbued with spirit energy, soaking into the soil below. The nourishing spirit rain promised to accelerate the sprouting process, breathing life into the dormant seeds. The next step is speeding up the growth. Green pulse art. For most spirit farmers, watering was the final step of their process. However, Ethan had a unique plan in mind. Having previously upgraded the green pulse art with this very purpose in mind, Ethan activated the technique, channeling his spirit energy to stimulate the growth of the plants beyond the usual methods. Sprout. Moments later, delicate white shoots pierced through the soil's surface, filling Ethan with a surge of excitement and satisfaction. Time continued to pass as Ethan used his green pulse art for an hour, growing the spirit plants to a height of 5 inches. Let's take a break and check on their statuses. With his current cultivation of level 1 foundation establishment stage, Ethan's stanchion was still left with 80% of spirit essence. However, using the cultivation techniques not only consumed spirit essence but also mentally drained him a bit. Nevertheless, Ethan was not exhausted much, and the main reason he decided to take a break was to check on the plants. Essence of Bountiful Harvest. Plant name, Spirit Grass. Grade, Rank 1. Information, a basic but most used spirit plant for almost all elixirs, and it is also a primary ingredient for chi refining pills. Status, due to external accelerated growth, it needs water filled with spirit energy. Maturity, 97 days. Note, it requires around 100 days for a rank 1 spirit plant to mature. Thanks to his special talent Essence of Bountiful Harvest, Ethan saw the full information about the plants. This. I reduced their maturity by 3 days. This. I reduced their maturity by 3 days. Since Ethan sped up their growth, it was not surprising to him that these plants required water. However, he was pleasantly surprised to see the reduced maturity time of all the spirit grass by 3 days just by working hard for 1 hour. He knew he could speed up the growth of the spirit plants with his new special cultivation technique. However, he didn't expect it to reduce its maturity by 3 days in a single session. I made the right choice by upgrading the green pulse art to beginner stage. Ethan was happy with his decision and decided, when I have enough life points, I should upgrade the green pulse art to small success stage. Also, if I push myself, I can further decrease its maturity time by 7 more days. If Ethan could really do that, it would only take 10 days to harvest the spirit grass, and he could leave the secret realm. Just thinking about it made Ethan excited. Before I activate the green pulse art, let's provide them with some water. Ethan activated the flourishing spirit rain until the spirit plants were satisfied before activating the green pulse art. When the spirit plants required water, Ethan would change the cultivation technique, and he repeated the process until he was tired. I can still repeat the process a few more times. Even though he was tired, Ethan believed he could continue the process. However, when he checked the plant's live status, he realized something. Essence of Bountiful Harvest. Plant name, Spirit Grass. Status, exhausted, it is feeling intense pressure due to the external accelerated growth. Maturity, 90 days. I completely forgot about you guys. I am sorry. He realized that these spirit plants couldn't bear continuous external growth and quickly apologized, treating them as living beings. Other spirit farmers couldn't see the live status of the spirit plants, however, he was different. He could see whether the spirit plant was happy, sad, thirsty, or experiencing many other conditions. Moreover, they were the key to his future growth. Let's stop the nurturing for today. With that, Ethan decided to end his nurturing session for the day before checking his surroundings. After the gentle voice stopped speaking, Ethan had been focused on learning the cultivation techniques from the Green Hand Codex. After that, he was busy nurturing the spirit grass in the spirit field and finally had a chance to check his surroundings. Besides the 1,000 square meter spirit field, there was a thatched hut. A mist surrounded the spirit field and the thatched hut, and when Ethan tried to step into it, he bumped into the mist wall, stopping him from exploring the secret realm further. Forget it. I am not interested in exploring the secret realm anyway. Since the gentle voice didn't say anything about exploring, and he was also not interested in it, Ethan gave up before entering the thatched hut. The thatched hut had a simple wooden bed, a table, a chair, and a wooden chest lying in one corner of the hut. Let's rest for a while before cultivating to replenish my spirit essence. Ethan was mentally strained after the repeated usage of the cultivation techniques, and with a good sleep, he could return to a good cultivation state. As for the spirit essence, his dantian was still half full, but he decided to replenish it after waking up. Days passed by as Ethan followed a simple routine every day. Nurturing the field of spirit grass in the morning, sleeping in the evening to recover mentally, and cultivating at night to replenish the spirit essence in his dantian. After 6 days, system, where are my weekly survival rewards? Even though Ethan got used to his farming life, he didn't forget about the much-awaited weekly survival rewards. Since it had been more than a week since he received his last weekly survival benefits, Ethan asked the system about them. Ding, sorry to inform the host that it has only been a single day outside the secret realm. What? Looking at the system's reply, Ethan raised his brows as he received more system notifications, clearing his doubts. Ding, due to a special phenomenon called time flow distortion between the secret realm and the cultivation world, time flows differently in the secret realm compared to the cultivation world. Ding, 1 day in the cultivation world is equivalent to 7 days in the secret realm. Ding, not even a full day has passed in the cultivation world since the host entered the secret realm. What? There is such a good phenomenon called time flow distortion. Ethan was shocked for a moment, however, it turned into a pleasant surprise. Finally, I don't have to worry about my parents for disappearing so long. Initially, when Ethan accepted the task from the gentle voice, he was worried that he had to stay in the secret realm for months before harvesting the spirit plants. Thanks to the green pulse art, he reduced his stay in the secret realm to just 10 days. Now, after learning about the time flow distortion, Ethan's mood lifted because he no longer worried about disappearing for 10 days without informing his parents. After that, Ethan returned to his peaceful life of farming for the next 4 days. It is finally time to harvest my first crop. Looking at the spirit grass that was thriving with vitality, Ethan was excited. Essence of bountiful harvest plant name, spirit grass status, excited. It is ready for its daily dose of external accelerated growth maturity, 9 days as always, they are excited about their growth. Soon, Ethan proceeded with his daily dose of nurturing for the spirit grass, and after a couple of hours, the spirit plants were ready to harvest. Thanks for accompanying me for the past 10 days in this secret realm, Ethan said, watching the spirit grass sway gently, as if acknowledging his gratitude and bidding farewell to their nurturer. After confirming their live status as happy, Ethan, with a face full of anticipation, began harvesting, eager to see the life points he would earn through his special talent essence of bountiful harvest. Ding, the host has harvested a perfect quality spirit grass and received 0.5 life points. Without any surprise, the quality of the spirit grass reached perfect, thanks to Ethan's careful nurturing. What? Only 0.5 life points. However, Ethan's expectations dropped when he saw he could only receive 0.5 life points for harvesting a perfect quality spirit grass. Previously, when Ethan harvested a good quality gradeless spirit plant, he received 0.1 life points. Now, not only was the grade higher, but even the quality of the spirit plant was one level above, making Ethan believe he could get at least 1 life point per spirit plant. But he was getting half of the minimum expected life points, making him a little disappointed. Ding, the amount of life points received by the host depends on the following two factors. Ding, they are, 1, the grade and quality of the spirit plant. The higher the rank and grade of the harvested spirit plant, the greater the life points received from harvesting. 2, the cultivation of the host. The higher the host's cultivation compared to the spirit plant's rank, the fewer life points received. Note, if the host's cultivation is lower than the harvested spirit plant, then he will receive more life points. Ding, if the host harvests gradeless spirit plants, even if they are perfect quality, you won't get any life points. Are you telling me that because of my breakthrough to the foundation establishment realm, I am receiving fewer life points? Ethan raised his brows, and when he thought about it, he understood the reason. With my foundation establishment realm cultivation, nurturing rank 1 spirit plants is quite easy, and obviously, the rewards are also lessened. He shook his head and looked at the positive side. Compared to harvesting the silver stem flowers, harvesting spirit grass will give me 500 life points. 500 life points, it was equivalent to him dying twice with his current lifespan of 280 years. What's more, he got them in less than 2 days when calculated according to the cultivation world's time flow. Soon, his disappointment turned into happiness as he resumed harvesting. Ding, the host has harvested a perfect quality spirit grass and received 0.5 life points. Ding, the host has harvested a perfect quality spirit grass and received 0.5 life points. As Ethan harvested, he felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that his 10 days of hard work were finally bearing fruit. It took 1 hour to harvest the 1,000 spirit grass, and all of them were perfect quality. If it were other spirit farmers with average skills, at least 100 spirit grass would have died. However, Ethan brought back the nearly dead spirit grass with his talent because each spirit grass was worth some life points to him. Available life points, 503 now. I have more life points than when I entered the secret realm. Ethan was in a good mood thanks to the huge amount of life points and the 1,000 perfect quality spirit grass in his possession as he waited for the gentle voice to appear. Ethan didn't wait long before he heard the familiar gentle voice in his head. Congratulations to the young one for completing the task in just 10 days. The gentle voice seemed a bit surprised by Ethan's achievement as it congratulated him. Thank you. Ethan thanked the gentle voice as he patiently waited for his rewards. Please let me check the quantity and quality of the harvest before releasing the rewards. In the next second, Ethan saw a light descend onto the wooden chest in which he had stored all the spirit grass he harvested earlier. 1,000 perfect quality spirit grass. Ethan heard the surprised voice in his head, making him unconsciously smile. You have done very well with your task. After a few moments, the gentle voice praised Ethan for his hard work before issuing the rewards. Swoosh! Suddenly, 3 lights shone from the surrounding mists, and 3 items appeared in front of Ethan. They were a green-colored spirit fruit, a spirit beast egg, and a white-colored pebble. The spirit fruit is called the talent blessing fruit. As its name suggests, consuming it will help the cultivator awaken a cultivation talent. As Ethan curiously examined the 3 items that had appeared in front of him, the gentle voice explained them. What? A fruit that gives a cultivation talent. As someone who had 2 talents, Ethan knew how valuable they were, and now he had a chance to get another talent, making him elated. The second is a spirit beast egg, which can be hatched with a drop of your blood. As for the last item, it is a one-time use item that can instantly record the seed condensation method for any one rank 1 or rank 2 spirit plant. I suggest you use it to record a special rank 2 spirit plant so that you can continuously condense its seeds and replant them. With that, you can easily become rich. Soon, the gentle voice finished explaining the 3 items hovering in front of him. A spirit beast egg and a seed condensation stone. Although these 2 lacked in comparison to the first item, they were quite valuable in their own aspects. Especially the seed condensation stone. If I can record the seed condensation method for the thunder leaf seed in my possession and learn it, I will have a steady production of thunder leaf seeds, which I can either sell for a good price or plant to harvest life points. In the cultivation world, seeds are not harvested directly from fruits or flowers. Instead, spirit farmers use a specialized seed condensation method, which sacrifices the spirit plant to extract its essence and condense it into a seed. Each plant species had its unique method, making seed production a delicate and valuable skill. With the seed condensation stone, he could record a seed condensation method for any spirit plant or spirit seed below rank 3, and Ethan thought using it on the thunder leaf seed would maximize his benefits. But I can only choose the talent blessing fruit. Ethan was interested in all 3 items, however, he decided to choose the talent blessing fruit, which could bless him with a new talent. Generally, the participants are allowed to pick only one item, however, since you accomplished the task perfectly, you can take all 3 of them. He. What? Hearing that, Ethan was momentarily surprised. Just when he thought it was the end of his surprises, he continued to hear the gentle voice in his head, giving him another pleasant surprise. It seems like the Green Hand Codex was useless to you. Sorry for giving you such a useless welcome gift. To make up for it, I will give you a special gift. Hearing those words, Ethan was momentarily confused but quickly realized something, making him excited. It seemed like the gentle voice assumed that Ethan had already mastered the cultivation techniques related to spirit farming, because it typically took at least a week to learn a cultivation technique to the beginner stage. However, Ethan had successfully completed the task of harvesting rank 1 spirit plants in just 10 days, implying that he didn't spend time learning the techniques from the Green Hand Codex. Therefore, the gentle voice felt it hadn't given a proper welcome gift to Ethan and decided to compensate him with another gift. However, what the gentle voice didn't know was that Ethan had already learned all the cultivation techniques in the Green Hand Codex to Spark stage, and in the future, he could spend life points to upgrade their mastery without any problem. Currently, the Green Hand Codex was completely useless to Ethan, and if he could exchange it for another gift, he was more than happy to do it. Swish! Soon, a green light flashed from the mist as a green-colored ring appeared in front of Ethan. It is called the Vital Bloom Ring. It is a special storage ring for the spirit farmers to keep the vitality of the harvested spirit plants, and even for the spirit plants that you want to transplant. Thank you for the gift. It is going to be very useful to me. Ethan hurriedly thanked the gentle voice for its gift because it was really useful to him. Ethan would harvest more and more spirit plants in the coming days, and he needed something to store those harvested spirit plants. His plan was to harvest the spirit plants to get the life points, and as for the harvested spirit plants, Ethan wanted to sell them for spirit stones. However, the problem was storing those spirit plants, and the Vital Bloom Ring would be of great use to him. Also, since you have completed the primary task perfectly, I will reveal some special information. Just when Ethan thought that it was the end of surprises for him, the gentle voice spoke again, creating interest in him. If you can find your way to enter the Mystic Soil domain again after you break through to the Golden Core realm, you will trigger my inheritance trial. Upon successfully completing my inheritance trial, you will gain everything I own, including this secret realm. What? I can own this secret realm? Ethan was completely shocked by those words and asked for confirmation. He didn't know what kind of heaven-defying treasures the gentle voice had, however, he was very much interested in gaining this secret realm named Mystic Soil Domain. Not only was the spirit essence in the secret realm much purer than the cultivation world, but the special phenomenon called time flow distortion made the secret realm a top-notch treasure for someone like him. Other than that, he could escape to the secret realm upon encountering a powerful enemy when his godly revival ability was on cooldown. Yes. Of course, you have to complete my inheritance trial. The gentle voice confirmed her words, making Ethan clench his fists in determination. To trigger my inheritance trial, you have to fulfill two conditions. One is breaking through to the Golden Core realm, and the second is to enter my secret realm again. You might complete the first one with a bit of luck, however, to complete the second condition, you need all the luck in the world. By the end of her voice, Ethan could sense a bit of sadness in the gentle voice. So, is it a moving type secret realm? Ethan didn't have much information about secret realms, however, he could tell there were two types of secret realms. One was a fixed secret realm, which remained in one location, whereas the moving secret realm would move all the time. Yes. There were lots of talented young ones like you who caught my eye, however, I didn't see them for the second time. The gentle voice replied in a low voice because she knew Ethan's chances of re-entering her secret realm were almost negligible. I don't know what I was thinking when I created this secret realm, but now, I can't change those rules suddenly. The gentle voice seemed angry, however, the voice was still as gentle as before. Wait a second. I can use that method, right? Suddenly, Ethan thought of something, making him shiver with excitement as he hurriedly asked the gentle voice, what if I enter the secret realm before breaking through to the Golden Core realm? No matter what he did, Ethan knew that breaking through to the Golden Core realm was still a distant goal. However, now that he had discovered a way to re-enter the secret realm, he couldn't help but wonder what would happen if he entered it while in the Foundation establishment realm. Now, it was the gentle voice's turn to be surprised because all the talented youngsters who caught her eye begged her to give hints on how to find and re-enter her secret realm. Ethan was the first one to ask such a question, something she never expected to hear. I am sorry, but to trigger my inheritance trial, you have to be at the Golden Core realm. Regaining her composure, the gentle voice answered Ethan's question. Ethan nodded but asked, you still didn't answer my question. What if I enter the secret realm again before breaking through to the Golden Core realm? The gentle voice remained silent for a moment before saying, there is a hidden rule. If someone can enter the secret realm again 3 times before breaking through to the Golden Core realm, I can initiate the inheritance trial for you. Even the gentle voice seemed surprised by such a hidden rule, however, she knew it was even more impossible than the regular rule for triggering the inheritance trial. Really? Ethan's eyes lit up as he replied, I am going to become the owner of this secret realm. System, I want to save my second save point in this secret realm. The reason Ethan was confident about re-entering this secret realm was that he could save his second save point in this secret realm. Whenever he got killed, Ethan could directly revive in the secret realm, fulfilling the condition of re-entering it. After confirming that he could trigger the inheritance trial without breaking through to the Golden Core realm, Ethan became excited, no longer hesitating to save his second save point in the secret realm. Upon successfully surviving for a week, Ethan received some survival rewards, and one of them was choosing a new save point. Until now, he had been waiting for a good location for his second save point, and this secret realm was a perfect save point for his revival. Ding! The second save point in the Mystic Soil domain has been saved. It didn't take much time for the system to save the location for his future revivals. I am looking forward to seeing you enter my secret realm again. The gentle voice didn't know where Ethan was getting his confidence from, however, she also wanted to find an inheritor as soon as possible. By the way, how do I leave the secret realm? Since he had successfully saved the save point, Ethan was ready to leave the secret realm. Just think about leaving, and you will exit my secret realm. Thanks for the rewards and gift. I will leave now but will come back in the future. Ethan thanked the gentle voice one last time before thinking of exiting the secret realm. Swish! In the next second, Ethan's sight blanked for a moment before returning to the place where he was testing his earth essence integration technique. My rewards. Ethan was worried when he didn't find the rewards he received from the gentle voice. However, when he saw the green ring on his finger, he hurriedly checked the insides of the ring. Phew, they are all here. Only after confirming the 3 items placed inside the vital bloom ring did Ethan heave a sigh of relief. There is no hurry in going back to the secret realm. To re-enter the secret realm, Ethan had to die. However, he had no plans to die intentionally, as the survival benefits provided by the system were quite good. Anyway, let's go home first. Although he had only left home for 2 days, Ethan knew his parents would be worried. So, he hurriedly rushed home. Kai, we thought you left again. As expected, the moment his mother saw him, she hurriedly embraced him while tears ran down her face. As for Garrick, he didn't say much. However, his face looked relieved at Ethan's return. Mother, I am sorry for making you worry. Ethan quickly apologized as he assured them, as I promised, I am not going to leave you. Soon, he informed them that he was practicing a cultivation technique under the guidance of Uncle Merrick, making both Garrick and Vera excited. As I was practicing the cultivation technique, I accidentally entered a secret realm named Mystic Soil Domain. Ethan didn't hide anything about the secret realm and briefly explained what had happened inside it. What? A secret realm related to spirit farming. Are you all right? There were no dangers in the secret realm, right? 1 day in this world is equivalent to 7 days in that secret realm. Why you have already become a spirit farmer. At first, they were worried to hear the word secret realm because they had heard how dangerous secret realms could be and how many cultivators had died inside them. However, Ethan patiently explained everything, making them feel excited because their son had become a spirit farmer, which had been their dream in the past. Kai, you have completed your parents' dream of becoming a spirit farmer. With the Lin family backing you, your cultivation will also reach the pinnacle of the chi refining realm in no time. Both Garrick and Vera could not help but excitedly talk about Ethan's future. This is family, this is home. Seeing the excited looks on Garrick and Vera's faces for his achievement, Ethan's heart became warm, and his sense of belonging to this home and world increased. Actually, I have another piece of good news to share with you, guys. What is it, Kai? His parents could not help but ask with curiosity in their eyes. I am already a Foundation Establishment Realm cultivator. Ethan revealed his cultivation to his parents, shocking them. While taking care of the spirit plants in the Mystic Soil Domain, Ethan had been thinking about his future and decided to reveal his cultivation because he knew he couldn't hide it forever. Previously, Ethan thought of saying his cultivation was a result of a fortuitous encounter, but who would have thought that he would trigger a secret realm? Now, he had a perfect reason to explain his high cultivation, and it was none other than the secret realm. The heavens are really helping my son, the heavens are blessing my son. Garrick and Vera fell to their knees, thanking the heavens for their son's fortuitous encounter of entering a safe secret realm and coming out unharmed. Son, what are you planning to do now? After calming himself down, Garrick asked Ethan about his future because his son was no longer a regular person but a cultivator at the Foundation Establishment realm. Even the Lin family had to show some respect to Ethan now, and with his age, he could easily join any sect of his choice. Of course, I have to inform the Lin family about my fortuitous encounter. Ethan replied without hesitation, adding, before that, I have to use the rewards I gained from the secret realm. Ethan had already planned what to do when he was still in the secret realm, and it was to inform the Lin family because he was a member of the Lin family. In a way, it was because of the Lin family that he was able to learn the Earth Essence integration technique, which triggered the portal to the secret realm. Moreover, the Lin family had been in the cultivation world for more than a century, and it was better to stay with them, as he could learn more about the cultivation world. My son has really grown up. Listening to Ethan's words, Garrick understood one thing: his son had matured. Soon after, Ethan quickly entered his room and took out the talent blessing fruit. It's time to awaken a new talent. It's time to awaken a new talent. Before going to the Lin family, Ethan wanted to awaken a new talent and even hatch the spirit beast egg. Crunch gulp, without any delay, Ethan ate the green-colored fruit that looked like an apple in 3 bites. It was sweet and juicy. However, Ethan's focus was not on the taste but on the system notifications that rang in his head. Ding! The host has consumed a talent blessing fruit and awakened a cultivation talent enhanced harvesting. Ding! Cultivation talent, enhanced harvesting. Effect: when the host harvests the spirit plants he nurtures, the yield will be increased by 40%. Note: it is required for the host to harvest at least 10 same-type spirit plants. Ding! The host can convert the cultivation talent into a special talent by spending 1 life point. As I expected, it is related to spirit farming and it increases the yield of my harvest by 40%. It is a perfect talent for me. Ethan's eyes lit up when he saw the simple but useful effect of his new cultivation talent. Before he even awakened the cultivation talent, Ethan already knew that his new talent would be related to spirit farming because he received it from a secret realm related to spirit farming. Since Ethan was going to be a full-time spirit plant farmer, having a talent that could increase the yield of his harvest made him excited. I wonder how it will transform after I convert it into a special talent. Converting a cultivation talent into a special talent upgrades the effects, and Ethan was curious about it. However, he frowned when he noticed that it required a life point to convert the cultivation talent into a special talent. Wasn't it free last time? Although it was a single life point, Ethan was not going to pay it without asking for clarification because a single life point might seem insignificant now, but Ethan knew the value of every point. Ding! It is free of cost when converting a cultivation talent into a special talent for the first time. Ding! However, as the host converts more and more cultivation talents into special talents, the cost for conversion will also go up. Ding! 1. First conversion equals free. 2. Second conversion equals 1 life point. 3. Third conversion equals 10 life points. 4. Fourth conversion equals 100 life points. To his question, the system answered without hiding anything, making Ethan realize, looks like I have to be careful in converting the cultivation talents into special talents. If he recklessly converted the cultivation talents now and awakened a heaven-defying cultivation talent later, he might have to pay a huge price for conversion. However, this new cultivation talent is definitely worth converting into a special talent. Ethan calmed himself for a moment before coming to a conclusion to convert the new cultivation talent into a special talent. All right, let's do this. Ethan said, a firm voice with a face full of confidence. No risk, no reward. If I want to stand at the top, I can't afford to hesitate. Since it can increase the yield of my harvest, converting it into a special talent might increase the yield of my life points. With the experience of his past 2 special talents, Ethan was confident that the special talents would reward him with life points. Hence, how could he not convert a cultivation talent that can very well complement his first talent? Convert it? With such thoughts in mind, Ethan no longer hesitated as he directly ordered the system. Ding! The host has spent a life point to convert his new cultivation talent. Ding! The cultivation talent enhanced harvesting is successfully converted into a special talent bountiful harvesting. Ding! Due to the compatibility of the essence of bountiful harvesting and the bountiful harvesting, the 2 special talents will be merged. Ding! The merged special talent has been upgraded into Heaven's Harvest. What? Ethan was pleasantly surprised to see that his 2 special talents merged into a new special talent. Let's see what are the effects of this new special talent. Suppressing his shock, Ethan hurriedly opened the interface to check the details of his new special talent. Ding! Special talent, Heaven's Harvest. Effects: 1. The user can get full information of all the spirit plants and see their live status. 2. Upon harvesting the plants, the user will receive life points depending on the rank and quality of the plant. 3. The quality of the harvested products from the plants he personally nurtured will reach good quality and have a 50% chance of reaching perfect quality. 4. When the host harvests the spirit plants he nurtures, he receives double the life points and yield. As I expected, I will receive double the life points. Ethan was excited to see the fourth effect under his special talent, Heaven's Harvest. If harvesting a perfect quality spirit grass gave him 0.5 life points before, he would receive 1 life point now. So, obviously, he was happy about it as he checked the other effects, which were almost the same except for one a 50% chance of a perfect quality harvest. Just thinking of rows of spirit plants thriving under my care, each harvest yielding extra H life points and spirit plants. The thought of abundant resources and endless life points filled him with anticipation. This talent wasn't just useful, it was a game changer for his cultivation path. Although I was able to harvest perfect quality spirit grass before, it was because they are only rank 1 spirit plants and the environment inside the secret realm was perfect for the basic spirit plants. Ethan was happy about the change because when he nurtured the rank 3 or above spirit plants, he could easily achieve a perfect quality harvest. I have good cultivation and my future path for spirit farming is set. Ethan was supposed to be happy, however, he suddenly thought, if only I could find a way for my parents to cultivate alongside me, it would have been great. In this cultivation world, despite its rich environment, a mortal's lifespan is typically limited to 75 years and, due to the countless dangers that lurk, most mortals rarely live past 50. Of course, if they have the protection of a powerful backer, like Ethan's parents, who were supported by the Lin family, they could die of old age. Right now, what troubled Ethan most was that Garrick and Vera were already in their 40s, leaving them with less than 40 years to live, while his own lifespan had already reached 280 years and it would continue to increase in the future. Though he could use treasured items to extend their lives, their effectiveness on mortals was significantly reduced compared to cultivators. Because of this, Ethan was thinking of ways to help his parents embark on the path of cultivation. I should find treasures that could let them cultivate. Although they were quite old, Ethan could always get them some good cultivation resources and most importantly, once he took control of the mystic soil domain, he could bring them into the secret realm along with him to cultivate faster. That's right. I should keep an eye out for such treasured items. Ethan made a mental note in his head. After calming his emotions for his parents' future, Ethan focused on the spirit beast egg. I wonder what type of spirit beast will come out of this egg. With a curious look on his face, Ethan dropped his blood on the spirit beast egg. Soon, cracking sounds started coming from the spirit egg and in no time, Ethan saw a dark green turtle shell, shimmering with an earthy hue as it spun around itself. A turtle. Ethan was pleasantly surprised as he was not expecting a turtle to come out of the spirit beast egg. The turtle shell stopped spinning and it poked its head out of the shell, blinking up at him with round, innocent eyes. You are cute. Ethan never had a pet and looking at the small turtle around the size of his fist, he gently picked it up before tapping its head with his finger. The turtle let out a soft, almost contented hiss, nuzzling his finger as though it was already attached to him. As Ethan was playing with his first pet, a system notification rang in his head, showing the full information about his pet. Ding, Spirit Beast, Mystic Soil Turtle, Hatchling. Strength, Rank 1. Skills, Spirit Soil Shell. Skill information, its shell acts as a small plot of spirit field where it can grow the same rank spirit plants. When these spirit plants mature, the mystic soil turtle's strength increases slightly. Information, the mystic soil turtle is a rare spirit beast known for its deep connection to the earth and soil. It eats dirt from the spirit field and its waste enriches the spirit soil. It is known that it has the potential of becoming a rank 5 spirit beast and could grow as big as a mountain. Is this what they call a portable spirit field? After reading the information about the mystic soil turtle, Ethan could not help but become excited. Currently, it was the size of his fist. However, according to the information provided by the system, it could grow as big as a mountain. A moving mountain that can be used to grow spirit plants, and its waste acts as a spirit fertilizer without any additional methods. How can Ethan not be excited with all these abilities of his pet? You might become a mountain in the future, however, since you look like a pebble right now, I will call you Pebble. Ethan thought about it for a moment and named it Pebble. The small turtle didn't understand his words and looked at him with innocent eyes. Pebble, I will bring you to the spirit field in a while, until then, make do with the regular dirt. Slowly, Ethan placed Pebble on the earthen floor inside his room as it started searching for its own food. Having a pet that takes care of its own food is a perfect pet. Ethan had heard it's not an easy thing to take care of pets, however, Pebble seems easy to take care of. Let's record the seed condensation method for the thunder leaf seed. Next, Ethan shifted his focus to the last reward from the secret realm, which was a seed condensation stone that he decided to use to record the thunder leaf seed in his possession. Wait a second, instead of recording and learning the thunder leaf seed condensation method, isn't it more beneficial if I got a rank 1 spirit plant? Just when Ethan was about to record the thunder leaf seed condensation method, he thought of some things that made him hesitate in his previous decision. I have only one thunder leaf seed, and even if I learn its seed condensation method, it would take years before I could mass produce them. First, Ethan had to plant his thunder leaf seed and nurture it. Since it is a special rank 2 spirit seed, it will take at least a year to mature, when Ethan can condense 2 or 3 seeds. Later, Ethan had to replant these 2 or 3 seeds, nurture them for a year before condensing more seeds, and he had to repeat that process multiple times. Even if I use the green pulse art, I might reduce the duration by half, however, it would still take years before I could harvest the thunder leaf spirit plants. In the meantime, if I can learn the seed condensation method for a rank 1 spirit plant like spirit grass, I can start mass nurturing from the start, because getting 1000 spirit grass seeds is not very difficult. If he followed his new plan, Ethan could harvest at least 1000 life points every day, and including the weekly survival benefits, no one could stop him from becoming a golden core realm cultivator. As long as I can harvest a good number of life points from the beginning, I don't have to worry about my future. With enough life points, he could not only instantly learn the cultivation techniques and increase their mastery, but he could even buy his killer's cultivation. Once Ethan made his decision, he no longer hesitated and placed one of the perfect quality spirit grass from his vital bloom ring on the seed condensation stone. That's right. The 1000 perfect quality spirit grass he harvested in the secret realm were also neatly placed in his vital bloom ring by the gentle voice. Swish soon, the white stone shone brightly and an image of a spirit grass appeared on it. The seed condensation method is successfully recorded into the stone. With the appearance of the spirit grass image on the stone, Ethan nodded his head and without any hesitation, he directly crushed it. Swish, in the next second, a special white energy was released from the crushed stone and entered into Ethan's head as new information about the spirit grass seed condensation method appeared in his head. Ding, the host has learned the seed condensation method of the spirit grass. With this spirit grass seed condensation method, I don't have to worry about the spirit seeds for my farming. Although spirit grass seeds are not costly, he couldn't buy them continuously in bulk, which gradually increases the price and raise unwanted attention. According to Ethan's plan, he would first buy spirit grass seeds in bulk before mass nurturing them. Once they mature, he would set aside a portion of spirit grass for seed condensation while harvesting the majority for life points, and he could repeat the process without worrying about buying the spirit grass seeds ever again. However, the most important thing is, I need my own spirit field. Hopefully, my talk with the Lin family goes smoothly. Another one of the reasons why Ethan decided to reveal his encounter with the secret realm and his cultivation to the Lin family was because they have many spirit fields under their control. Ethan believed that he could get access to his private spirit field, which he could use to harvest life points. It's time to go and visit the Lin family. After having lunch with his family, Ethan went to the Lin family manor to meet manager Merrick. How did you become a Foundation Establishment Realm cultivator in less than 2 days? Since Ethan intentionally released his aura, Merrick instantly noticed Ethan's cultivation and asked him with a shocked look on his face. Uncle Merrick, I should thank you for this. Because of the Earth Essence Integration Cultivation Technique, you taught me. Soon, Ethan narrated the same story he narrated to his parents, making manager Merrick more and more shocked. You entered the Mystic Soil domain. Before manager Merrick could react, a surprised voice came from the distance and Ethan saw a middle-aged man walk towards him. This newcomer had some resemblance to Merrick and Ethan could easily tell that they were brothers. Third brother, have you finished the exploration of the new secret realm already? Seeing the newcomer, Merrick became excited because it was none other than his youngest brother, Rowan Lin, the strongest cultivator among the brothers. Because of this, Rowan was in charge of exploring the secret realms that open in their territory, and since he returned safely from the secret realm, Merrick felt relieved and excited. Yes, big brother. Thankfully, there were no casualties this time and I found some spirit seeds in there which I brought for you. Another one of the reasons for Merrick's excitement was, Rowan always brought the spirit seeds for him from the secret realm. Big brother, who is this fellow cultivator? Rowan asked his brother and without waiting for the answer, he asked Ethan, fellow cultivator, did you really enter the Mystic Soil domain? Replying to the elder, yes, I have entered the Mystic Soil domain and perfectly completed a task inside. Since Merrick addressed the newcomer as third brother, Ethan replied to Rowan respectfully. Third brother, he is the youngster I recruited from the Silver Moon village. His parents are the spirit laborers, working for our Lin family for the past 20 years. Merrick hurriedly informed Rowan about Ethan and started narrating the same story that Ethan told him earlier. As I heard, this Mystic Soil domain is really generous with its rewards. After hearing that Ethan broke through to the Foundation Establishment realm, Rowan was not surprised. Third brother, do you know about this secret realm? Merrick asked Rowan with a curious look. I know it and big brother, even you know about it? Rowan replied with a smile, did you already forget how our grandfather broke through the Foundation Establishment realm? How can I forget it? He got a perfect grade Foundation Ascension pill from a secret realm. Wait a second, don't tell me that secret realm is the Mystic Soil domain. Soon, Merrick remembered the Mystic Soil domain. If only he was still here, our Lin family might have been even more powerful. Thinking about his grandfather, Merrick could not help but become sad. Damn it, why did I bring my grandfather's name up? Rowan cursed himself for reminding their grandfather despite knowing it was Merrick's soft spot. The reason why Merrick became a spirit farmer was because of his grandfather, who was also a famous spirit farmer that even Sex would acknowledge his expertise. Big brother, let's make our Lin family stronger and make him proud. Without any delay, Rowan hurriedly diverted Merrick's attention. That's right. We should not disappoint our grandfather and ancestors of the Lin family. Merrick took a deep breath as he controlled his emotional state. On the other hand, Ethan became speechless at the conversation between the brothers. I didn't expect Uncle Merrick to be so emotional just like me. Nevertheless, for some reason, when he looked at Merrick, Ethan felt like he was looking at himself. Kai, since you have become a Foundation Establishment realm cultivator, you are qualified to become an elder of the Lin family. Soon, the brothers' attention landed on Ethan as Merrick offered Ethan an elder position for the Lin family. What? Elder of the Lin family? Ethan and Rowan were both shocked to hear those words. Ethan was shocked by Merrick's words. What? Big Brother is making him an elder of the family just like that. Not only was Ethan shocked, even Rowan was shocked by Merchik's offer to Ethan. According to the rules of the Lin family, any family member could become an elder when they broke through to the Foundation establishment realm. However, it was a rule only for the direct descendants of the Lin family and not the ones recruited from their subsidiary villages. For members like Ethan, they are supposed to serve the Lin family for at least 15 years to prove their loyalty to the family before becoming an elder. But, Ethan officially joined the Lin family for only 2 days and now, his big brother was promoting him to an elder. Is there something that Big Brother is hiding from me? Wait a second, don't tell me this brat is Big Brother's secret son. Rowan could not help but think of Ethan as Merchik's secret son. This brat, he must be thinking something inappropriate about me. Looking at Rowan's expression, Merrick frowned. However, he didn't want to embarrass him in front of Ethan. So, he soon started talking about the benefits and responsibilities that Ethan would get as an elder of the Lin family. As an elder, you will be given a courtyard with rich spirit essence, 500 low-level spirit stones per year, and a few other benefits. Along with the benefits, there are responsibilities you have to bear. You have to contribute to the family and protect it when there is danger. I understand, Uncle Merrick. Ethan was satisfied with the benefits, and as for contributing to the family, he was not worried as he had many ways to do it. Good. I have high expectations of you, Kai. After that, Merrick asked someone to bring Ethan to his new courtyard while he stayed back to have a talk with Rowan. Big Brother, is he your? Once Ethan left, Rowan spoke to clear his doubts. However, before he could complete his sentence, Merrick interrupted, he is not my secret son. After clearing the most important doubt in Rowan's head, Merrick started explaining why he promoted Ethan to an elder of the family. When I first recruited Kai into the Lin family, I guessed he had a cultivation talent related to spirit plants because all the silver stem flowers he harvested were good quality. Since he was able to enter the mystic soil domain, I am confident that he has the cultivation talent related to spirit plants. What's more, he has a cultivation of foundation establishment realm, which means, even without any treasured items, he could live for more than 200 years. By showing how much we care about him, it won't be long before he becomes loyal to the family. Merrick spoke one thing after another, making Rowan understand the reason behind his brother's decision. What if he has other thoughts and becomes a problem for our family? Rowan might be younger than Merrick, however, he had more worldly experience than Merrick thanks to his adventurous spirit. You are doubting your big brother's judgment now. Merrick acted serious for a moment before informing, I have already run a background check on him and I found something interesting. What is it? Rowan became curious. He ran away from home and joined the Sky Cloud sect before getting kicked out for not breaking through to level 2 Chi refining realm. If Ethan were to hear Merchik's words, he would have been shocked. What? He was an ex-disciple of one of the 3 biggest sects in the province. How could they miss a cultivator with a cultivation talent? Rowan was shocked by Ethan's background and soon understood why Merrick was giving special treatment to Ethan. A former disciple of the Sky Cloud sect changed his life with a fortuitous encounter after getting kicked out of the section. Merrick and Rowan have grown up listening to their grandfather's stories, where the protagonists always started weak, faced countless setbacks, and eventually rose to greatness, stronger than ever. Big Brother, everything is good, however, I don't think you can use this reason to convince the second brother. Suddenly, Rowan realized another problem as he reminded Merrick about it. I might not be able to convince him, however, I have you to support me, right? Merrick chuckled as he patted Rowan's back and pulled him to their second brother, Edwin Lin, who was also the family head of the Lin family. North Street, Greenspire Town. As Merrick and Rowan were busy convincing their second brother regarding Ethan's promotion, a servant guided Ethan to his personal courtyard. The courtyard was not huge, but it was not small either. A spirit field? Great. The first thing that caught Ethan's eye was a small plot of a spirit field that was 100 times better than the spirit field his parents used. The atmosphere in the courtyard was richer in spirit essence compared to the area outside the courtyard, which was perfect for cultivation. At the center, a simple pavilion, a small pond, and neatly arranged stone pathways enhanced its tranquil and harmonious ambience. In short, entering the courtyard made Ethan feel like he had entered a secret realm. Of course, it was still not comparable to the mystic soil domain's spirit essence. Elder Kai, the courtyard is protected by a rank 4 formation known as the Wall of Illusion. It prevents any cultivator below the Golden Core realm from entering or even peering inside. Along with it, there are 2 rank 3 formations named Essence Gathering Formation and Essence Replenishing Formation for elders' cultivation and to nurture the spirit plants. The servant explained while giving Ethan 3 green-colored formation plates that controlled 3 formations. A rank 4 formation and 2 rank 3 formations. Ethan knew the Lin family was powerful, but he didn't expect they were this powerful to casually equip a rank 4 formation and 2 rank 3 formations for a newly promoted elder's courtyard. Elder Ethan, I will take my leave now. If you need anything, just contact me through the communication talisman. After giving a complete tour of the courtyard, the servant left, leaving Ethan alone in the courtyard. Activate. After the servant left, the first thing Ethan did was to activate all the formations. Swish soon, invisible barriers appeared around the entire courtyard, stopping others from seeing into his courtyard. Pebble, this will be our new home from today. Next, Ethan took his spirit pet out of his robes and said, "It is time to farm." Once Ethan decided to start farming, he went to buy spirit grass seeds. First, he went to the same shop he bought spirit seeds from during his last visit to Greenspire Town. There, he bought all the remaining 500 spirit grass seeds in the shop, and if he wanted to buy more, he had to wait for a few more days. However, he didn't want to waste any time as he visited more than a dozen seed shops, finally getting 350 spirit grass seeds. Adding to the 150 spirit grass seeds he bought in the past, Ethan finally got his hands on 1,000 spirit grass seeds. Actually, Ethan could have taken the Lin family's help to collect the spirit grass seeds in no time. However, he didn't want to ask for help as soon as he became an elder. Moreover, Uncle Merrick said that it would take a couple of days to officially announce my promotion. Ethan smiled a little and thought to himself, in the future, I don't have to struggle to buy the spirit grass seeds anymore. From the next time, Ethan planned to condense the spirit grass seeds on his own for planting the next batch of spirit grass. Anyway, let's complete the planting and bring my parents here. Earth Essence Integration Technique. After using the Earth Essence Integration Technique, Ethan enriched the soil before planting all the 1,000 spirit grass seeds. After planting, it is time for watering. Flourishing spirit rain. Swish. Thanks to the spirit rain, the spirit seeds inside the ground got nourished and their growth got stimulated a little. Time for some special treatment. Green pulse art. Swish. Without any delay, Ethan used the special cultivation technique to speed up the growth of the spirit seeds as buds shot out of the ground. Flourishing spirit rain. After checking a few spirit plants status, Ethan used the flourishing spirit rain before using the green pulse art. Huh? Why do I feel their growth rate is much slower compared to the secret realm? After using the 2 cultivation techniques in rotation, Ethan noticed something. Heaven's Harvest plant name, spirit grass status, stressful, it is feeling intense pressure due to the external accelerated growth maturity, 95 days it has already started feeling pressured. Back in the secret realm, every day, Ethan could reduce the maturity of the spirit grass by 10 days before they felt the pressure from the accelerated growth. However, now, he only reduced the maturity by 5 days and they were already feeling pressured. Is it because the environment inside the mystic soil domain is top-notch? This was the only reason Ethan could come to after thinking for a moment. Whether it was the spirit essence or the spirit soil, they were top-notch inside the mystic soil domain, which was perfect for nurturing the spirit plants. I should not miss such a good secret realm at any cost. Thinking back to the environment inside the secret realm, Ethan's determination to get that secret realm intensified. As for my current situation, it is alright to wait for another 10 days for harvesting the spirit grass. According to Ethan's plan, he could harvest the life points in 10 days, however, now, it has increased to 20 days due to environmental factors. Nevertheless, Ethan was not disappointed much. Let's plant a rank 1 spirit plant on Pebble now. Currently, the mystic soil turtle is small, and only 1 rank 1 spirit plant can be planted on it. I have 2 rank 1 spirit seeds. One is mutated iron leaf grass and another one is mist vine seed. After thinking for a moment, Ethan went with a genuine rank 1 spirit seed, the mist vine seed rather than a gradeless spirit seed that mutated into a rank 1 spirit seed. How do I plant it? Ethan, holding the seed in his hand, wondered in his mind. His gulp on the other hand, the small turtle extended its neck and swallowed the seed in one gulp, making Ethan speechless. Swish, in the next second, a tiny green-colored dot appeared on the turtle's shell, attracting Ethan's attention. Let's see. Ethan gently touched the turtle's shell with his finger as his special talent triggered, giving out the information about the spirit plant. Heaven's harvest plant name, mist vine seed status, extremely joyful. Maturity, 100 days. The plant is very happy to grow on its back. Ethan's eyes lit up as he activated the green pulse art to speed up its growth. Flourishing spirit reigns. Since it was a single plant, while using the 2 cultivation techniques, he spent very little spirit essence and energy. Heaven's harvest plant name, mist vine status, stressful due to the accelerated external growth. Maturity, 90 days. Surprisingly, he was able to reduce the mist vine's maturity by 10 days, making Ethan extremely happy. From tomorrow, I should place Pebble inside the spirit field while I nurture the spirit grass. By doing so, he wouldn't have to nurture the mist vine seed separately, saving him a lot of energy and spirit essence. I wonder what kind of benefits Pebble will get after the mist vine seed matures. Ethan was curious about it, however, he had to wait for 10 days to know that. Now, it is time to bring my parents here. After resting for some time, Ethan quickly went to bring his parents to the courtyard and told them about his new status in the Lin family. They were shocked as they knew it was extremely difficult for an outsider like their son to become an elder of the family. Nevertheless, they were loyal to the Lin family and trusted Merrick wouldn't do anything bad to their son. Time continued to pass and in a flash, 2 days passed by. Kai, the family head has personally come to meet you. While Ethan was taking care of the spirit plants along with his parents, Merrick and Rowan arrived to meet Ethan along with another person. He was none other than Edwin Lin, the current family head of the Lin family. Family head. Uncle Merrick. Uncle Rowan. Ethan hurriedly opened the formations and welcomed them into his courtyard and respectfully greeted everyone. You are quite good, having reached the foundation establishment realm at such a young age. When Edwin heard about Ethan from his brothers, he felt they might be exaggerating things, however, after sensing Ethan's cultivation, he was satisfied. It's all thanks to Uncle Merrick who taught me. Ethan hurriedly gave full credit to Merrick, which was half the truth. He taught hundreds of youngsters like you, however, no one has reached the foundation establishment realm in just 2 days. Family head Edwin shook his head, giving full credit to Ethan for his fortuitous encounter. However, the family can't make you an elder just because of your cultivation, and you know why. Edwin continued, but, since both my brothers recommended your promotion to become an elder, I want to assign a mission for you. The moment you complete it, you will be officially announced as an elder along with a special reward from me. Mission? What kind of mission? Ethan hurriedly asked, not because he was excited about the reward but for the position of elder. It is a very simple mission for you. Edwin smiled as he informed, if you can successfully nurture this rank 3 clear heart lotus seed, you can officially become my Lin family's elder. When Ethan narrated his fortuitous encounter to Merrick, he not only told about his increased cultivation, but he also told about the cultivation techniques, basic knowledge about the spirit plants, which were the welcome gift from the gentle voice. Thus, Merrick believed Ethan was able to complete the task of the secret realm with the help of those gifts along with his cultivation talent related to spirit plants. When Merrick convinced his second brother Edwin, he mentioned all these things and even added a few things, exaggerating Ethan's talent in the spirit plants. Therefore, Edwin Lin has come up with a task for Ethan which is related to spirit plants. I will complete the task and won't disappoint the family head. On the other hand, Ethan was happy because he was confident in completing the task. He knew that becoming an elder of the Lin family was not easy as there would be others questioning his abilities. By nurturing a rank 3 spirit plant, along with his cultivation, it was enough quality to shut everyone's mouths. Good. Edwin was satisfied with Ethan's confidence in completing the task as he added, while completing the task, you can have this courtyard and even visit the Lin family's library to read about the spirit plants and learn some basic cultivation techniques. Thank you, family head. Ethan heaved a sigh of relief that he could still keep his courtyard. Hence, he thanked Edwin and wanted to ask something, but he kept his mouth shut. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Edwin noticed Ethan's hesitation and asked him about it. He looked at Merrick, who nodded his head to speak before Ethan finally spoke. Family head, if you don't mind, can I take some missions related to spirit plants to contribute to the family? Of course, you can, and you have to do it while taking your elder promotion mission. Edwin turned to Merrick and said, Big brother, you don't have to give him easy missions just because you like him. Yes, family head. Merrick replied with a smile as he secretly gave a thumbs up to Ethan. Rowan, let's go. I have a mission for you. You have to go to the Green Fire sect. Soon, Edwin left with Rowan as they talked about some mission related to the Green Fire sect. Ethan, looks like my second brother has taken a liking to you. After the two brothers left, Merrick told Ethan, if not, he would have assigned a tougher assessment mission for you. Ethan remained silent as he heard Merrick continue speaking. The Clear Heart Lotus is a special rank 3 spirit plant which is much easier to nurture compared to the regular rank 3 spirit plants. More importantly, it has the same maturity period of most rank 2 spirit plants, which is 6 months. If you use your green pulse art, you can easily harvest it in less than 4 months. Merrick was in a good mood, making him speak non-stop, telling Ethan how he could become an elder within 4 months. Really? Ethan was pleasantly surprised with the specialty of the Clear Heart Lotus. Actually, Ethan could get all this information once he starts nurturing the Clear Heart Lotus seed. For now, he could only see the basic information like its name and its rank. As for the missions related to the spirit plants, you can pick one for yourself. Soon, Merrick gave Ethan a thin booklet made up of leaves and each leaf contained some words on it. Family mission, cultivate spirit grass, rank 1, mission type, easy and always ongoing reward, 1 spirit stone per spirit grass. Family mission, cultivate skydew grass, rank 1, mission type, easy and always ongoing reward, 1 spirit stone per grass. Family mission, cultivate green leaf herb, rank 1, mission type, easy and always ongoing reward, 1 spirit stone per herb. There were more than a dozen missions on the leaf booklet, and all of them were related to nurturing rank 1 spirit plants. These are all low-level tasks. Ethan looked at Merrick in confusion because just a moment ago, the family head had asked him not to give easy tasks. For now, start with rank 1 spirit plants until you complete your elder promotion task. Merrick seemed to sense Ethan's thoughts as he explained, the task seems easy, however, what if I add a condition that you have to submit at least 100 perfect quality grass or herbs per month? For others, it might be very difficult to have a perfect quality harvest. However, Merrick knew Ethan could easily do it, at least for the spirit grass. The reason why Merrick gave only rank 1 missions was not because he didn't trust Ethan, instead, he wanted Ethan to put all his efforts into nurturing the clear heart lotus to become the elder of the family. Once Ethan becomes an elder, Merrick has some great plans for him. Yes, Uncle Merrick. Ethan understood Merrick's intention and nodded his head. I have already submitted the 1000 perfect quality spirit grass you gave to me and got these 3000 spirit stones. After talking for a while, Merrick gave 3000 spirit stones to Ethan, pleasantly surprising Ethan. A normal quality spirit grass costs only 1 spirit stone, and a good quality spirit grass costs 1.5 spirit stones, whereas a perfect quality spirit grass costs 3 spirit stones. Merrick explained why he received 3000 spirit stones rather than 1000 spirit stones. Thank you, Uncle Merrick. The main reason Ethan was interested in spirit farming was because it was the easiest way for him to accumulate life points, whereas the income earned by selling the harvested spirit plants was considered a bonus. Also, you said you didn't have any regular cultivation techniques for your protection, right? It is a special gift from my third brother, Rowan Linear. Merrick didn't stop with the spirit stones as he took out a jade slip containing a cultivation technique. Verdant Thorn Armor. Ethan, read the name of the cultivation technique on the jade slip. This cultivation technique is not only used for defense, but it can also be used for attacking your enemies. Merrick briefly explained the cultivation technique, making Ethan repeatedly thank Merrick for all his gifts. After that, Merrick explained a few things about the family before leaving Ethan's small courtyard. Let's plant this clear heart lotus seed. Once Merrick left, Ethan planted the clear heart lotus seed in a corner of the spirit field to get its complete information. Huh? Is this really a rank 3 spirit plant? When Ethan saw the information on it, he was pleasantly surprised. Spirit plant name, Clear Heart Lotus grade, rank 3, special, status, unhappy. As a water-type spirit plant, it dislikes being planted in the dry soil. Maturity, not possible in its current condition. Information, a clear heart lotus is supposed to be nurtured in wetlands or in water. All it needs is the spirit essence either from the soil or the spirit farmer. Additional information, there is a myth that if someone successfully nurtures a perfect quality clear heart lotus, he will awaken a cultivation talent that clears all his inner doubts and even demons in his heart. Ethan was not surprised with the plant being unhappy because the clear heart lotus was a water-type plant. However, the additional information about the clear heart lotus made him pleasantly surprised. A cultivator encounters some setbacks every now and then, and these setbacks are turned into self-doubts and even inner demons. Ethan recalled the importance of having a clear heart for the cultivators because, without it, a cultivator can't break through to the next realm. Although I don't have to worry about breaking through my cultivation, having a cultivation talent that clears all my inner doubts is very useful to me. With a clear heart, Ethan could make the right decisions at the right time, and most importantly, he could convert the cultivation talent into a special talent, making it even more powerful. Although it required Ethan to harvest a perfect quality clear heart lotus, he believed that he could do it with some additional care. As the rank of the spirit plants increases, the chances of harvesting perfect quality spirit plants become difficult, but with Ethan's ability to observe the plant's status, he could easily achieve it. Moreover, it is quite easy to take care of and, more importantly, harvesting it can not only make me an elder of the Lin family, but I will get a good amount of life points along with a clear heart that is free of inner demons. Thinking about all the benefits from taking care of the clear heart lotus, Ethan was excited. Let's transplant this clear heart lotus into the small pond. The small pond was filled with normal water, however, since the clear heart lotus hates being in the dry soil, Ethan decided to plant it at one corner of the small pond, where it was slightly muddy. Status, content. It was content compared to its previous environment. Maturity, 200 days. Even though it is not happy, it will do just fine until Uncle Merrick sends me the spirit gathering crystals. Earlier, Merrick mentioned his plans to convert the small pond in his courtyard into a spirit water pond to nurture the clear heart lotus. However, it would take a few days for him to acquire the spirit gathering crystals before sending them to Ethan. As their name suggests, these crystals draw in spirit essence from the surroundings, concentrating it into a specific location to enhance its spiritual quality. Until then, I will nourish you with my own spirit essence. With a smile, Ethan decided to create an artifact spirit rain for the plant. Wait a second, isn't it better to upgrade my techniques to the small success stage? Suddenly, Ethan remembered he had enough life points to upgrade his cultivation techniques. After this week, I will get more life points and additional gifts from the system. So, there is nothing wrong in using the existing life points to increase the mastery of my cultivation techniques. Of course, Ethan thought about it a few times before upgrading his 2 farming techniques. Ding, the host has spent 200 life points and successfully cultivated the flourishing spirit rain to the small success stage. Ding, the host has spent 200 life points and successfully cultivated the green pulse art to the small success stage. Ding, remaining life points, 103. Soon, Ethan felt like he had practiced these 2 cultivation techniques hundreds of times and now, he could use them for a longer time with less spirit essence. Time to test them. Without wasting any time, Ethan directly started testing the 2 upgraded cultivation techniques. Flourishing spirit rain swish. Since it was only a single plant, Ethan only created a small cloud. However, each raindrop contained 20% more spirit essence than before upgrading the cultivation technique. 20% increase in the spirit essence, and at the same time, I require 20% less spirit essence in using that cultivation technique. Ethan was satisfied with the artificial rain he created. Status: happy. Finally, there is spirit rain. I can grow now. Maturity: 200 days. Good. Ethan checked its status and became happy seeing that the clear heart lotus was happy with his spirit rain. It's just the beginning. I will make you even happier until you beg me to stop. He lightly touched the spot where he planted the clear heart lotus seed and activated his special cultivation technique, green pulse art. Swish. Soon, his spirit essence turned into a pure plant essence, pouring it into the clear heart lotus seed. The purity of the plant essence has been increased by 20%, and the cost of spirit essence has been decreased by 20%. The green pulse art has the same changes as the flourishing spirit rain, making Ethan smile as he focuses on the clear heart lotus seed. Swish. After a few moments, there was an extremely small sprout coming out of the ground. Status: very happy. First, there is spirit rain and now the pure plant essence. Is today my lucky day or what? Maturity: 198 days. Not only has it become very happy, but even its maturity has decreased by 2 days in just one session. Reducing the maturity of a rank 1 spirit grass by 3 days in one session of green pulse art was one thing, but reducing the maturity of a special rank 3 spirit plant like clear heart lotus was something that Ethan was extremely happy about. Let's see how many days I can reduce for its maturity. Soon, Ethan became excited as he used the 2 farming cultivation techniques one after another, satisfying the clear heart lotus while checking its live status. Status: extremely happy but tired. It is definitely my lucky day, but if it continues, I will become the first clear heart lotus to die from excessive plant essence. Maturity: 190 days. Don't worry, I won't let you die even if you want to die. After observing the status, Ethan could not help but reply to the clear heart lotus, and as for the maturity, he was more than satisfied for reducing 10 days from its maturity. At this rate, I only need 20 days to harvest the clear heart lotus. Ethan clenched his fists in excitement. However, soon, he realized he was extremely tired. Not only did he take care of the spirit grass in the morning, but he also took care of the clear heart lotus now, making him extremely tired. I will take some rest before my parents return. With that thought in mind, Ethan went to sleep for the day. Time continued to pass, and in a flash, 2 days passed by. As Ethan was taking care of his spirit plants, a series of system notifications rang in his head, making him excited. Finally, the weekly survival rewards are here. Other than spending his time with his parents and taking care of the spirit plants, the most exciting thing for Ethan was the weekly survival benefits. After severing my bad relationship with the Eternal Shadow Guild, life has become very peaceful. It's been more than 2 weeks since he met his parents, and so far, he hasn't died even once, making Ethan enjoy his peaceful life, which he wanted very badly in his previous life. Anyway, let's check out the weekly survival rewards. Putting his thoughts aside, Ethan focused on the system notifications. Ding! Congratulations to the host for surviving a second consecutive week without using the godly reviving ability. Ding! The host has received the following rewards for his achievement: 1. 200 life points. 2. A free voucher worth 500 life points. 3. A revival life card, only 3 rewards. However, looking at his weekly survival rewards, Ethan was not happy. Instead, he was a little disappointed. Previously, he received 5 rewards, and now, he received only 3. Although the life points he received doubled and even the free vouchers worth had increased from 200 to 500 life points, Ethan was no longer a chi refining realm cultivator. If he died now, he would have gained 264 life points, and before his breakthrough, he used to receive only 99 life points. Moreover, Ethan's expectations for these weekly survival rewards were quite high, leading him to major disappointment. Am I becoming greedy for free things? Suddenly, Ethan realized the change in his behavior and bitterly shook his head. I should keep my greed in check. As long as I stay here and earn weekly survival rewards for a few years and accumulate lots of life points and the revival life cards, I can become the strongest cultivator of this cultivation world. Ethan calmed himself by thinking about the greatness of the weekly survival rewards. However, the system sent him a couple of system notifications, making his jaw drop. Ding! The weekly survival rewards is a limited event for the host to adjust to the cultivation world. Ding! The host can only claim a total of 3 weekly survival rewards before they will be converted into yearly survival rewards. System, this is a joke, right? There will be more weekly survival rewards, right? Ethan couldn't help but ask the system about it. However, there was no reply from the system, crushing all the expectations he had a moment ago. Unlike before, Ethan was unable to recover from his sadness quickly, and it took nearly 5 days before he got good news. The mist vine on Pebble's shell has finally matured. Ethan was always curious about the changes that would be brought by the mist vine to his mystic soil turtle, and now, it had finally matured. Ding! The host's spirit pet has nurtured its first rank 1 spirit plant. Ding! Thanks to the spirit pet's spirit soil shell, it has grown a little, coming out of its hatchling phase. Ding! The host's spirit pet has learned a new skill, morning mist brew. Before Ethan could harvest the mist vine from the turtle's back, he received the system notifications, informing him of the things it gained for nurturing the mist vine plant. What? It can even learn skills related to the spirit plants it nurtures. Ethan was not surprised by its growth. However, he was surprised by the mystic soil turtle's ability to learn skills from the spirit plants it nurtures. Ding! The mystic soil turtle can acquire a new skill from the first spirit plant it nurtures at each grade. Oh! So, it is limited to its first spirit plant from each grade. Ethan understood what the system said and muttered, looks like I have to find a special rank 2 spirit seed for Pebble when it becomes a rank 2 spirit beast. The more special the spirit plant is, the more special the awakened skill will be, right? This was what Ethan thought as he decided to get a special rank 2 spirit seed for Pebble in the future. Anyway, let's check this new skill. After understanding how the mystic soil turtle's spirit soil shell worked, Ethan focused on the turtle's newly awakened skill. Ding, skill name, Morning Mist Brew. Effect, the turtle can absorb the morning fog from its surroundings and condense it into a spiritual brew called Morning Mist Brew. Information, a rank 1 spiritual brew that helps mortals and even low-level chi refining cultivators quickly recover from their exhaustion. A spiritual brew that helps in recovering stamina. Other than taking care of the spirit plants, Ethan was also reading a lot of books in his free time to increase his knowledge about the cultivation world. Thus, Ethan knew about spiritual brews. However, seeing that his spirit pet could make a rank 1 spiritual brew now, pleasantly surprised him. Pebble, you are definitely my support pet. He could use it as a spirit field, and now, it could make spiritual brew, and in the future, it would learn more skills, making it an all-around support pet. Thanks to his mystic soil turtle, Ethan was finally able to come out of his disappointment regarding the weekly survival rewards, making Pebble a perfect support pet even for his mental health. Ding, the host has harvested a perfect quality mist vine and received a life point. Soon, he harvested the mist vine from the turtle's back, and without any surprise, it was a perfect quality mist vine, which Ethan stored in his vital bloom ring to sell later. This time, let's nurture iron leaf grass. Ethan fed Pebble with a rank 1 spirit seed and went back to his regular routine. Time passed by as Ethan received the spirit gathering crystals from Merrick, turning his small pond into a temporary spirit pond. Status, joyful. This is life. What more can I ask for other than a perfect home to grow? I love you, my dear servant, for taking such good care of me. With the spirit pond, my chances of harvesting a perfect quality clear heart lotus are very high. He was satisfied with the change in the clear heart lotus's mood, and the word servant didn't bother him at all. I was literally a corporate slave for years for a bare minimum salary, but here, taking care of these spirit plants gives me generous rewards for my hard work. Ethan had no complaints about being a spirit farmer. Soon, another day passed as Ethan received his last weekly survival rewards, which were surprisingly much better than his expectations. Ding, congratulations to the host for surviving a third consecutive week without using the godly reviving ability. Ding, the host has received the following rewards for his achievement: 1. 500 life points. 2. A free voucher worth 1000 life points. 3. A new save point. 4. A multiplier life card 5, a revival life card 6, a general revival life card 1500 life points. The final weekly survival rewards are really generous. Just the combined life points were enough to make Ethan stop worrying about not getting any weekly survival rewards in the future. With the new free voucher, I can finally buy the mastery of the shadow steps and bring it to the great completion stage. Since free vouchers will expire in a week, Ethan had to spend them. The previous free voucher was only worth 500 life points, and even combining his regular life points, he couldn't afford to buy the mastery of the shadow steps. Thus, he used the previous voucher to learn and upgrade the new cultivation technique along with his existing cultivation techniques. Now, with just the new voucher, Ethan could afford to buy it without having to spend any of his regular life points. There is also a new save point which I can set in my small courtyard. Ethan was happy about his new save point because he didn't have a save point in the Emerald Green region. His first save point, the Hidden Cave, was in the Sky Cloud region, whereas the second save point was inside the Mystic Soil domain. With this third save point, he can revive in his own home now. Other than life points and the new save point, there are 3 life cards, among which 2 are old ones. Ethan's focus was on the General Revival life card, as a white-colored card appeared in front of him along with the information displayed by the system. Ding, item name, General Revival life card. Item type, one-time consumable. Effect, it is basically a different version of the Revival life card that can be used to revive others. Conditions: 1. It has to be used within an hour of the target's death for successful revival. 2. The target has to die right in front of his eyes to be able to revive the target. Note, 1. The revived person will be loyal to the host. This, I can revive others with this card. Although there are two conditions, Ethan was still surprised and happy to have the ability to revive others. Wait a second, if there is a life card that can mimic the regular revival for others, then there must be a life card that can mimic the godly revival too, right? Suddenly, Ethan thought of something and his eyes lit up. So far, Ethan noticed two types of revivals. They are regular revival and the godly revival. Using the revival life card, Ethan could undergo a regular revival upon his death, however, he couldn't buy the stats of his killer. As for the godly revival, it is Ethan's own ability where he could buy his killer's stats and revive stronger than before. So, Ethan thought that since there is a general revival life card, there must be a godly revival life card that he could either use for himself or use on others. If there are really such godly revival life cards, then I can help my parents become cultivators and extend their lifespan. Ethan was always worried about his parents who had less than 30 years to live, and thinking of the godly revival life cards gave him hope. Ding, the host can get the information of some high-level life cards after breaking through the golden core realm. So, please focus on becoming stronger. As Ethan was thinking about the godly revival life cards, he suddenly received the system notification. The system didn't say no, instead, it is asking me to become powerful to get more information from it regarding the life cards. Ethan clenched his fists in determination as he added a short-term goal of breaking through to the golden core realm as soon as possible. Ding, due to the host's determination, the system has issued a new mission. Ding, mission name, Golden Core Cultivator. Details, breakthrough to the golden core realm within 6 months. Reward, a new system feature and additional rewards. Penalty, 1 major realm drop in the cultivation. What? There is a penalty. Ethan was happy with the new mission until the penalty, making him raise his brows. Actually, Ethan was confident in breaking through to the golden core realm sooner or later, however, the problem was the duration of the mission. Finding a golden core realm cultivator is a small problem, however, the big problem is the life points required to buy the golden core realm cultivation from the interface of the killer's stats. All Ethan wanted was to peacefully cultivate the spirit plants, accumulate the life points, become stronger and happily live with his parents. Just to break through to the foundation establishment realm, Ethan required 1,000 life points, and it is easy to guess that the golden core realm required at least 10,000 life points, which is very hard for Ethan to accumulate within 6 months. What's more, he won't be getting any weekly survival benefits. From now on, I have to focus on dying every week and focus on killing my killer to get more life points and lifespan. By dying, he could get 264 life points every week, and if he could kill his killer, depending on his killer's strength, he would get more life points and even lifespan, which would increase his life points for the next week's death. Other than dying, taking revenge, I have to nurture as many spirit plants as possible to harvest life points. After seeing the mission, Ethan was thinking of a plan to earn as many life points as possible. Also, if I can get my hands on the mystic soil domain, my chances of completing the mission will be much higher. Due to the time flow distortion, time moves fast in the mystic soil domain, and the spirit essence in that realm makes it a favorable place for spirit farming. Therefore, Ethan believed that the secret realm is the key for his quick breakthrough to the golden core realm. Let's upgrade the shadow steps. With that thought in mind, Ethan tore the free voucher and instantly upgraded his mastery of the shadow steps to the great completion stage. Now, I can silently leave Greenspire Town without alerting the Lin family. Since Ethan decided to make some big moves, he didn't want to expose his identity, and the shadow steps at great completion stage were a perfect cultivation technique for it. What is taking so long for my parents today? In the evening, Ethan had a bad feeling when he thought about his parents, who were supposed to return that afternoon, still hadn't come home. I should go and check on them. Ethan couldn't wait anymore as he hurriedly rushed to the spirit field his parents were in charge of. This, what happened here? Looking at the splashed blood on the destroyed spirit plants in the spirit fields, Ethan became anxious. Clang Swish Elias Feng, how dare you break the rules by attacking my family's spirit laborers? Suddenly, Ethan heard some fighting noises along with Merchik's angry voice, making Ethan's heart beat faster in anxiety. No, 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 nothing should happen to my parents. Ethan prayed in his heart, as he quickly rushed in the direction of the fighting sounds. Uncle Merrick, why are you making a fuss about some lowly spirit laborers? A man in his 20s scoffed at Merrick and sneered, and what rule did I break, exactly? Across from him, Merrick knelt beside a middle-aged man lying unconscious on the ground, carefully checking his pulse. Next to Merrick, a woman sobbed uncontrollably, her face covered in tears as she looked at the unconscious man. He can be saved, right? The woman asked Merrick while sobbing. He is alive. He is just unconscious due to the severe blood loss from the severed leg. The physician brought by Merrick spoke in a heavy tone. Merrick was unable to find words to console the woman when he looked at the missing leg of the middle-aged man. The middle-aged man was none other than Garrick, and the sobbing woman was Vera. While they were tending to the spirit plants in the spirit field, a group of cultivators appeared and destroyed the spirit plants. Without any delay, they quickly called for help from Merrick. However, the attackers severed Garrick's leg, making him handicapped for life. Harming the other family's spirit laborers is strictly forbidden, and you still dare to ask me what rule you broke. Merrick clenched his fists in anger as he looked at the man named Elias Feng and angrily shouted. There were many cultivation families in the world other than the Lin family. The Feng family is one of the rival cultivation families surrounding the Lin family's territory. Other than the Lin and Feng families, there are 3 other cultivation families, forming a union, creating some rules among themselves for coexisting in the region. Among those rules, not harming the spirit laborers was one of them because all 5 families relied on spirit plants and spirit laborers should not be harmed at any cost. A small correction, killing the spirit laborers was forbidden. Not harming them. Elias Feng chuckled as he curiously asked, don't tell me you are going to fight me for cutting off a spirit laborer's leg. As soon as Elias finished his words, the group of cultivators behind him entered into a fighting mode, ready to take action if Merrick attacked their young master. He brought more than a dozen chi refining cultivators with him. Fighting him won't do any good to us. Merrick looked at the strong fighters brought by Elias, whereas he only brought 6 fighters from his family. If he started fighting, Merrick knew that none of them could leave this place and controlled his anger. Why did you harm a spirit laborer in the first place? Merrick asked Elias to know why he attacked them suddenly. Uncle Merrick, you are intelligent enough to find it out. Elias didn't face Merrick as he turned around and said, let's leave. Huh. Merrick raised his brows and suddenly thought of something, don't tell me it is because of that. Looking at the Feng family cultivators who were about to leave, Merrick thought in his head, how did the Feng family find out about it? Merrick didn't stop them because he could not stop them even if he wanted to. Where do you think you are going after harming my parents? Suddenly, an angry voice resounded from the distance, and Merrick felt a silhouette fly past him at an incredible speed. Slash slash swoosh slash. Before anyone could realize what's happening, the more than a dozen Feng family cultivators fell to the ground with looks of shock and terror on their faces. Kai Vera grew even more emotional at the sight of the newcomer, who was none other than her son, and her crying increased. Yet, amidst her tears, a faint hint of relief flickered in her eyes as she noticed the fallen cultivators and called out her son's name. The newcomer was none other than Ethan, who used the great completion stage mastery of the shadow steps to rush to this place. Seeing his unconscious father who was missing a leg, and his crying mother who was also covered in injuries, Ethan's rage became uncontrollable. In the next second, using his cultivation technique, Ethan moved like a ghost as he killed all the Feng family cultivators except for the so-called Elias Feng. I am sorry, mother. I am late. Ethan looked at his mother with tears in his eyes as he apologized. Kai. Vera wanted to say more, however, she could not say anything. To be exact, she didn't know what to say. Uncle Merrick, please take my parents to the healing pavilion. Ethan controlled his emotions before asking Merrick, who nodded his head and instructed his loyal subordinates to take care of Ethan's parents. Soon, everyone left except for Ethan, Merrick, and Elias Fenn, who anxiously asked Ethan, "Why you are the son of those spirit laborers." Elias Fenn was thoroughly shocked with the death of his guards and knew the other party was a Foundation establishment cultivator. "Sir, I am sorry, I didn't know they were Sir's parents. I will make sure my Feng family compensates for my actions and sincerely apologize." So, he quickly used his family's name to stop the other party from killing him. Feng family's ancestor was a Golden Core Realm cultivator, and it was also the reason why Elias was always arrogant in his actions. Nevertheless, after witnessing the death of his guards, Elias was not arrogant. In fact, he even fell to his knees to apologize to Ethan. "Tell me the reason why you severed my father's leg." The reason for not killing him was not because Ethan was worried about the Feng family. Instead, he wanted to find out the exact reason behind his actions. Elias remained silent, making Ethan release his cultivation aura to suffocate him. I will tell you. The Feng family learned that 4 Lin family's spirit laborers were able to cultivate good quality silver stem flowers. If it continues, our Feng family will lose its market. So, my father sent 2 groups to take care of those spirit laborers, and 2 of those spirit laborers turned out to be Sir's parents. Elias knew that the only way to get out of here alive was by telling the truth, and so, he did say the truth behind his actions. What? Just because of that? Ethan was shocked at Elias' words and burned with rage. Sir, it might seem simple, however, if it continued. Elias explained. However, the more he explained, the more furious Ethan became. Sir, I know the Feng family is in the wrong, but please spare me. Amidst his explanation, Elias continued to beg Ethan. Kai, I think it is best to spare his life for you because killing him will result in a family war between the Lin and Feng families. Merrick knew his words might sound harsh, however, as one of the family heads of the Lin family, he knew how much destruction a family war could cause. Uncle Merrick. Ethan was shocked by Merrick's words as he didn't expect to hear that from Merrick. Kai, if a war starts, do you know how many will die? Even if we win the war against the Feng family, it's not worth it? Merrick gritted his teeth as he asked Ethan to spare Elias' life. Excellent. I knew that Merrick is a peace-loving person, however, I didn't expect him to be a complete coward. On the other hand, when he heard Merrick's words, Elias celebrated in his heart. Phew. I got it now. Ethan took a deep breath as he nodded his head, making Elias hurriedly thank, Sir, thanks for sparing my life. As soon as I return to the Feng family, I will come back with my father to offer my sincere apologies. With that, Elias turned around to leave. Who said you can leave? However, Ethan's voice stopped Elias in his tracks as he heard Ethan's cold voice, Uncle Merrick, today, I learned how foolish I was. Kai, what are you talking about? When he heard Ethan's words, Merrick had a bad feeling in his head. I believed that by joining the Lin family, I and my parents could become a part of the family, however, I was wrong. In the eyes of the Lin family, we will always be outsiders, especially my parents who can be easily replaced by other spirit laborers. Ethan spoke in a calm but cold voice. Kai, it's not how you. Uncle Merrick, answer this question, and I will do whatever you say. Before Merrick could finish his words, Ethan interrupted and asked Merrick a question. If one of the direct descendants of the Lin family got their leg severed, would the Lin family still say the same thing as you said to me just now? Merrick couldn't answer that question because they would have killed Elias without any hesitation and thought of the consequences later. If that's how things work with the Lin family, then I don't want to be a part of such a family that can't protect its outside members. Uncle Merrick, listen carefully. From today onwards, I am no longer a member of the Lin family, and whoever I kill has nothing to do with the Lin family. With each word Ethan spoke, the colder his voice became as he ended his words by saying, "Since I am no longer a member of Lin family, killing this B**** won't start a family war, right? Even if it does, that doesn't have anything to do with me. Did you hear that? I don't belong to the Lin family, and I am the sole person who is responsible for my actions. Now, die." Before Elias could speak, he saw Ethan's cold face right in front of his eyes before his surroundings started spinning, and in the end, he noticed a familiar headless body. "Uncle Merrick, I am leaving the family now." "In the Feng family manner, what did you say?" "Young Master Elias has died." "How?" "Darius Feng, the family head of the Feng family and the father of Elias Feng, received the news of his son's death and was shocked before becoming furious. Young Master was accompanying one of the groups sent by the family to take care of the Lin family's spirit laborers. The spirit laborer's son was a foundation establishment cultivator, and in a fit of rage, he killed the young master." The guard explained everything he knew about Elias' death. "What?" Darius was shocked again to hear about the spirit laborer's son being a foundation establishment cultivator. Why the hell did Elias accompany the guards? Wasn't he house arrested? Coming out of the shock, Darius asked the head guard of the family. "This, young master said he wanted to contribute to the family and wanted to contribute to the family. All I asked him was to stay put." The more Darius thought about it, the more furious he became. What is the Lin family saying? Are they going to hand over that person or what? Despite the death of his son, Darius quickly controlled his emotions, as he clearly knew his anger would only cloud his ability to make the right decision. They are claiming that the person who killed the young master has severed his ties with the Lin family and left Greenspire town along with his parents yesterday night right after the incident. No one knows his current whereabouts. The head guard replied about Ethan's whereabouts as unknown. "Not only did they watch my son getting killed, but they even let the killer escape. How could the Lin family not pay the price?" Suddenly, Darius chuckled with a strange smile as he ordered, "Summon the family heads and let's make the Lin family pay the price first." "Yes, family head." The head guard hurriedly nodded as he silently thought, his enmity with the Lin family is much greater than the love for his son. "What about that cultivator who killed the young master, family head?" The head guard could not help but ask about it. "Why should we worry about that? It is the Lin family who let him escape. So, it should be their job to catch him." Darius didn't seem to be much bothered about catching the killer. Instead, his goal was to make the Lin family pay the price. "I will start working on your orders, family head." Soon, the head guard bowed and left the manor, leaving Darius alone in the hall. What about losing a wastrel son who couldn't even join a sect? Gavin and Ronan are the only children I care about anyway. Time continued to pass, and in a flash, 2 days passed by as the family heads of all 5 families of the Emerald Green Plains gathered in the Greenspire town to discuss the matter regarding the death of the Feng family's young master. Other than Lin and Feng families, the remaining 3 well-settled cultivation families in the Emerald Green Plains are Wu family, Zhao family, and Han family. Other than the 5 family heads, there was a thin old man sitting at the main seat with an annoyed look on his face. He didn't belong to any of the 5 families, but he is a sect elder of the Green Fire sect that always helps to settle the issue between the 5 families. Thanks to all the family heads and the senior for gathering here on such short notice. Darius first thanked the other family heads before saying, "Since everyone's time is valuable, I will come straight to the point. My loving son was brutally killed by a cold-blooded killer recruited by the Lin family right in front of Elder Merrick. All I want is justice for my son who died unjustly." If anyone didn't know about Darius personally, they would easily mistake him for someone who loved his son. However, all the family heads in the meeting hall knew that it was Darius's acting. Nevertheless, they didn't bother to say it out loud because except for Edwin Lin, the remaining family heads had the same goal here. It was to suppress the Lin family and even if possible, destroy it completely. Family head Lin, do you have anything to say? The three family heads asked Edwin whether he had anything to counter Darius' statements. It was the Feng family that started the attack. They attacked my family's spirit laborers, severed a spirit laborer's leg and even killed one. Edwin knew that the other four families hated the Lin family and were waiting for a perfect opportunity to suppress it. So, he countered Darius's words in a domineering voice. On that day, other than Ethan's parents, his uncle and aunt were also attacked by the Feng family cultivators because Joran had also submitted the good quality silver stem flowers along with Garrick. In that attack, Aunt Elva was killed whereas Uncle Joran barely made it out alive. What about it? On the other hand, that B***starred has killed more than a dozen cultivators from my Feng family including my own son. Darius countered with the number of lives that the Feng family had lost on that day. It is you, Feng family, who started the fight in the first place and do you want us to fold our hands and watch it? Edwin continued with his domineering way of talking, making the remaining family heads stay in their places. Fine, I will leave the matter of our Feng family losing more cultivators, however, you shouldn't have killed my son. Don't you agree? Darius took a deep breath as he questioned, when did killing the young masters of other families become justified with reasons like they started it? He didn't let Edwin speak as he continued, isn't killing the young masters of the family strictly forbidden no matter what the reason is? That's right. Among the rules established by these 5 families, the number 1 rule was never kill a young master or young miss of the other families no matter what evil they commit. Of course, if a young master or a young miss commits a crime, he or she will be put to trial in front of the 5 family heads and their punishment decided. It was also the reason why Merrick tried to stop Ethan from killing Elias. That's correct, family head Linear. Your brother, Elder Merrick, should have stopped Kai or whatever his name is from killing young Master Elias. Since Elder Merrick could not stop Kai, I hope he will be punished severely. Also, the Lin family should properly compensate the Feng family and sincerely apologize for killing their young master. With Darius' strong point, the rest of the family heads started speaking one after the other, making Edwin furious. From beginning to end, the old man from the sect didn't say anything as he only listened quietly. You. Nevertheless, Edwin Lin suppressed his anger and took a deep breath before asking, you guys want me to punish my elder brother and compensate the Feng family for their loss? Yes. The 3 family heads nodded their heads. What compensation do you want? Edwin Lin nodded his head and asked Darius about the compensation. No matter how valuable your compensation is, it can't replace the loss of my son. Darius said in a painful tone as he continued, however, if you give the 3 villages under your Lin family's control, I can feel your sincerity. What? You want 3 of my Lin family villages? For a moment, not only Edwin, even the 3 family heads were shocked by Darius' greed. Isn't that a little too much? The 3 family heads had the same thoughts in their heads, however, they didn't voice out their thoughts and patiently waited to see Edwin's reaction. Haha, Darius, you really know how to make me laugh. Edwin laughed out loud in anger as he looked at the 3 family heads. Do you also believe that giving away 3 villages belonging to my Lin family is an appropriate compensation for the Feng family? We can't compare a life with the monetary value. It is right. I agree with family head Darius' words. The 3 family heads hesitated a little, however, they still agreed with Darius's words, making Edwin even more furious. What a load of bullshit. When did life become valuable in this dog-eat-dog world? The old man who was listening to their words could not help but scoff at their words, however, he still had no intention of joining their conversation. As for Edwin Lin, he acted speechless, however, deep down, he thought, everything is going as planned. You are all in this together, right? Edwin acted like he was burning in rage, and before anyone could react, he asked, "If you were in my place, would you give away the 3 villages under your control?" "Of course, we would have." Darius was the first one to reply to Edwin's question as he continued, "What's more, if you had protected my son and put him on a trial as our regular method, I would have compensated you with 3 villages under my Feng family." "What did you say?" Hearing Darius' words, Edwin was shocked as he asked for confirmation. "You heard it, right? If only you protected my son and put him on trial in front of all the family heads, I would have compensated you with 3 villages under my Feng family." "Elder Ren, did you hear those words?" Edwin no longer bothered with Darius. Instead, he asked the old man from the sect. "I heard it loud and clear." The old man sensed something in Edwin's voice, however, he nodded his head. "Young Master Elias, why don't you come and greet your father and other family heads?" Once he got the confirmation from the old man, Edwin shouted out loud, and soon, a young man entered the meeting hall, shocking everyone in the hall. "2 days ago, Kai, you should not have killed him." Looking at the headless corpse on the ground, Merrick said in a helpless tone. He wanted to stop Ethan from killing Elias because things would get complicated for the Lin family. But, Ethan not only had a higher cultivation than him, but his speed was so insanely fast that Merrick barely reacted from beginning to end. "Uncle Merrick, I am leaving the family now." After killing Elias, Ethan said those words and was about to turn around to leave. Ding, the system has detected that the host is in a crucial situation. Ding, initiating a choice-based quest for the host. Please select a mission that you want to complete. Ding, 1, mission name, leave the Lin family. Mission details, you felt like the Lin family abandoned you at a critical moment, and you want to leave it once and for all. Reward, 1000 life points. Ding, 2, mission name, kill Merrick. Mission details, you felt even if you left the Lin family, the Feng family would create a scene for the Lin family. But, if you can kill Merrick, the Feng family won't be able to trouble the Lin family anymore. Reward, a revival life card. 3, mission name, help the Lin family. Mission details, your momentary rage won't just bring trouble to the Lin family, which has supported your family for years, it will also burden your parents. Instead, find a way to help the Lin family resolve the current situation with the Feng family, which will ultimately benefit you as well. Reward, 1000 life points and a special life card. This, what did I just do? As Ethan was reading the 3 missions that appeared in front of him, his rage subsided, and he could think clearly. Only then, he realized the mistake he made by killing Elias, and Ethan also realized that even if he left the Lin family, it wouldn't help the Lin family in any way. Moreover, it will be difficult to escape from here with my parents. If he was alone, Ethan would not have thought much about it because, with the mastery of the great completion stage in his shadow steps, no one below the Golden Core realm could catch him if he wanted to leave. What's more, even if he got caught and killed, he could safely be revived either in the Mystic Soil domain or in the hidden cave. It is going to be difficult to protect my parents while running away. Ethan clenched his fists as he cursed himself. My anger, it is always the source of my problems. Even in his previous life, his momentary rage got him into lots of trouble, and now, he brought the same old habit into this world. Ethan, take your parents and leave Greenspire Town. No, leave the Emerald Green Plains. As Ethan was realizing the consequences of his momentary rage, he heard Merchik's voice. If I was in your place, I would have done the same thing if someone harmed my parents. Uncle Merrick. Hearing those words, Ethan's heart ached even more because he knew the Lin family would be in even more trouble for not apprehending the killer of Elias. Since you are an ex-disciple of the Skycloud sect, you can go to the Skycloud region and live in one of the towns managed by the sect. Merrick didn't let Ethan speak as he asked Ethan to live in Ironwood Town or some other towns controlled by the sect. But with your talent and luck, You will definitely become a golden core realm cultivator in the future, and when that happens, I just hope you will help my Lin family if it is in trouble. Merrick urged, now, go and take your parents with you as soon as possible. There were some passers-by who had witnessed Ethan murdering Elias, and Merrick knew it would be a matter of time before the Feng family knew about it. Once the Feng family found out about the incident, Ethan's chances of escaping wouldn't be easy, and what's more, the Lin family couldn't openly help him unless they wanted to fight the other cultivation families. Ethan remained silent as he stood motionless. He took a look at Merrick, and the system interface was filled with 3 missions from which he had to choose one. The second mission is completely out of the equation. There was no way Ethan would kill Merrick, the very first person he felt close to in this world other than his parents. Moreover, even if Ethan was not a soft person, he could not afford to kill Merrick because, at that time, he would be hunted by 2 cultivation families instead of 1. The first mission is simple, and if I run away now, I can go back to Ironwood Town with my parents, but it will cause problems for the Lin family. Ethan's mind raced as he looked at the third mission, which was the most difficult one but also the most beneficial one. If somehow, I can resolve the problem for the Lin family, not only can I enjoy the temporary peaceful life with my parents, but the system rewards are good. Ethan's eyes shone when he saw the rewards for the third mission mention a special life card. But the problem is, how can I solve this issue? The Feng family intentionally wants to find trouble with the Lin family. If only I controlled my anger and didn't kill him. Wait a second. The problem is because of his death, right? Suddenly, Ethan's eyes lit up as he thought of something that could help him complete the third mission. Since there is no penalty for the mission, I will go with the third mission. Once he got an idea, Ethan no longer hesitated and made the choice. Ding, the host has selected the third mission. Please complete the mission to receive the rewards. There was a system confirmation notification, however, Ethan was focused on perfecting his plan to complete the third mission. Uncle Merrick, I am sorry for my earlier actions. Once Ethan thought of his plan, he quickly apologized to Merrick. There is no need for any apologies, Ethan. Just leave with your parents and become powerful. Merrick shook his head and asked Ethan to leave. Uncle, I have a plan, but it is not the place to discuss it anymore. Come to my courtyard and let's talk there. Ethan whispered in Merrick's ear before putting Elias' corpse in a storage ring and disappearing into the shadows. Earlier, when Ethan killed Elias, there were a few passers-by, however, by now, there were many people gathered and watching them from a distance. Therefore, Ethan wanted to execute his plan in the courtyard. Huh. Merrick raised his brows, however, he noticed something in Ethan's eyes that made him nod his head. Swoosh! Soon after, Merrick rushed towards Greenspire Town to meet Ethan in his courtyard. In Ethan's courtyard, after checking on his parents in the Lin family's healing hall, Ethan brought them to the courtyard and asked them to rest while he started working on his plan. This is the only way for me to help the Lin family and help myself. Looking at the white-colored card in his hand, Ethan gritted his teeth and decided to use it. Ding, host, do you want to use the General Revival Life card to revive Elias? Sensing his thoughts, the system asked for his confirmation. That's right. Ethan was planning to revive Elias using the General Revival Life card, and as long as Elias was alive, the Feng family couldn't find trouble with him or the Lin family. Originally, Ethan was planning to save the General Revival Life card for his parents, however, his current situation was dire, and as long as he solved it, he could go back to his peaceful life, at least for some time. According to the system, the revived person will be loyal to me. So, having the loyalty of a young master from the Feng family is a good thing for me. Other than that, I can get a special life card and 1000 life points from the system. After recalling all the benefits of using the General Revival Life card, Ethan no longer hesitated and used it. Soon, the white-colored card cracked as it emitted a blinding golden light, blocking Ethan's vision. Amidst the blinding golden light, Ethan felt the card turning into tiny light particles and starting to materialize a human body. The entire process didn't take long, as the golden light disappeared within a couple of minutes, revealing Elias standing in front of him with a confused look on his face. Ding! The host has used the General Revival Life card and successfully revived Elias. Master, thank you for reviving me despite causing harm to your parents. I beg your forgiveness, Master. When Elias saw Ethan, he fell to his knees and sincerely thanked and apologized at the same time. He is calling me Master? And he knows about the revival. When Ethan heard Elias's words, two things surprised him. One, Elias calling him Master, and the other was Elias knowing about the revival. Ding! There are multiple ways the system induces natural loyalty into the revived targets. Ding! While reviving Elias, the system used the most common method, and that was making Elias believe that not only can the host revive him, but he can also help him fulfill his dreams and goals from before his death. Ding! The system reminds you that using the General Revival Life card on stronger targets won't make them absolutely loyal to the host. Ding! Also, if the revived target feels that the host can't help him achieve his goals, his loyalty might waver. So, that's how it works. Looking at the system notifications, Ethan understood how the loyalty of the revived person worked. As my loyal subordinate, I will forgive you. Ethan hated Elias for harming his parents, however, he killed him to vent his anger. Now, the revived Elias was his loyal subordinate who was going to help him a lot in the future. Therefore, Ethan had no issues with forgiving him. Thank you, Master. Elias hurriedly thanked Ethan. Master is like a god who was able to bring me back from death. As long as I follow him, it is only a matter of time before I fulfill my dreams. Elias felt excited, thinking about his future. Ding! The system has issued a new mission related to your loyal subordinate. Another mission. Suddenly, Ethan received a system notification, making him hurriedly check it. Ding! Mission name, Revival Saint. Mission details, the revived target has absolute faith in the host. As the saying goes, strike the iron while it's still hot, and help him break through to the Foundation establishment realm within a month. Rewards, 1,000 life points plus additional rewards depending on the accomplishment. Penalty, slight decrease in Elias loyalty. This, how is it possible? Ethan was shocked by the mission details because it was impossible even for a level 9 Chi realm cultivator to break through to the Foundation establishment realm within a month, not to mention that Elias was only a level 6 Chi refining cultivator. Even if Elias has a high-grade spirit root, it would be impossible for him to break through to the Foundation establishment realm within a month without a Foundation establishment pill. The more Ethan thought about it, the more hopeful he felt regarding his new mission to increase Elias's cultivation. Ding! Since Elias has acknowledged you as his master, the host can check out the full information about his loyal subordinate. What is the use of it? It's not like he will have a high-grade spirit root. If someone really had a high-grade spirit root, even a loose cultivator would have been recruited by the sect and his cultivation would have easily reached the Foundation establishment realm before the age of 20. Currently, Elias seemed to be in his mid-20s and still in level 6 Chi refining realm. So, Ethan didn't have much expectation as he checked Elias's information provided by the system. This, how is this possible? However, when he saw Elias's profile, Ethan was thoroughly shocked and became excited. Ding! Subordinate name, Elias Feng. Lifespan, 24/85 years. Cultivation, peak level 6 Chi refining realm. Spirit root, pure fire elemental spirit root, high grade spirit root. Cultivation techniques, violent wind refining technique, small success stage, soaring gale step, small success stage, gale severing / small success stage. Introduction, the eldest but also an illegitimate son of the Feng family's head, Darius Feng. Because of his status, he was not liked by the direct descendants of the Feng family, and after seeing that he was not progressing much in his cultivation, his father gave up on him. Since the system went through Elias Feng's memories, it was not surprising for Ethan to see the full details of Elias. However, what shocked him the most was Elias's spirit root. He has a pure fire elemental spirit root, which is a high-grade spirit root. If the top 3 sects of the province knew about Elias's spirit root, they would recruit him at any cost while offering lots of cultivation resources. But, why hasn't he joined a sect yet? Won't it increase the Feng family's status if he joined a sect? The cultivation families might be strong, however, in front of the sects, they are weak, and all these families will happily send their young masters into these sects as long as they have at least a mid-level spirit root. However, in Elias' case, despite having a high-grade spirit root, he has not joined the sect. No matter how much he is disliked by the Feng family, they would be idiots for not sending Elias into the sect, but I don't think it was the reason. Ethan could tell that the Feng family didn't know about Elias's spirit root, however, it raised another question in his head: how could they not know about it? Even an outsider will be checked for his spirit root, not to mention Elias was the illegitimate son of the family head. The most important thing is, why is his cultivation so low? Ethan looked at Elias and then his profile window for a moment as his eyes fell on the cultivation technique. Wait a second, why the hell is he cultivating a wind-attributed cultivation technique? Ethan finally understood the reason behind Elias's low cultivation despite having a high-grade spirit root. I understand now, it must be someone intentionally fooling Elias, not just Elias but the entire Feng family. From the information provided by the system about Elias, Ethan concluded that someone evaluated Elias's spirit root as a low-level spirit root and even made him cultivate the wind-attributed cultivation technique to increase Elias's difficulty in cultivation. As someone who had a pure fire elemental spirit root, cultivating fire-attributed cultivation techniques would give double rewards for half efforts, but it would be reversed if he cultivates other attributed cultivation techniques. Half rewards for double efforts, and even with such difficulty, he still managed to reach peak level 6G refining realm. Moreover, his comprehension in cultivation techniques seems terrifying that he has the mastery of small success stage in all of them despite not having the affinity with the wind element. After learning more about Elias, Ethan could not help but become proud of having such a genius cultivator as his subordinate. What if he starts cultivating fire-related cultivation techniques? Won't it become an absolute cultivating monster? Just thinking about it, Ethan felt that completing his latest mission might not be as hard as he imagined it to be. If I can get a foundation establishment pill and let him use it, I can easily complete the mission. But, where can I get the most wanted pill in the world? Also, I need to find a fire-attributed main cultivation technique for him. Soon, Ethan started the things he needed to complete his latest mission. Knock. As Ethan was thinking about his latest mission, he heard someone knocking on the courtyard's wooden gate. It must be Uncle Merrick. Ethan stopped stressing over the mission as he shifted his focus on the urgent matters first. Let's surprise Uncle Merrick. Ethan asked Elias to stay in his room as he opened the formation to let Merrick enter the courtyard. The arriving person was obviously Merrick, however, he was not alone as he brought both his brothers, Edwin and Rowan. Did I make a mistake by trusting Uncle Merrick? Suddenly, Ethan got worried, however, his worries disappeared when he heard their words. Kai, we heard everything. It is better for you to leave the Emerald Green Plains with your family. It is best if you can join the Sky Cloud sect. The two brothers were equally concerned about Ethan as they asked him to leave Greenspire Town as soon as possible. Was I trying to leave these people earlier? Ethan was ashamed as he was thinking for himself when he killed Elias. However, he also felt warm in his heart to have people who were worried about him. My dear uncles, I have a surprise for you. Ethan took a deep breath and called, Elias, why don't you come and greet the family head and elders of the Lin family? In the next second, they saw a person who was supposed to be dead, walking out of the pavilion, shocking the three Lin family brothers. This, how is he still alive? I watched him die with my eyes. Merrick was the most shocked one because he witnessed Ethan beheading Elias right in front of his eyes. Brother Merrick, didn't you say Elias was killed by Ethan? Brother, are you toying with us? Edwin and Rowan frowned as they asked Merrick for an explanation. Actually, I received a heavenly treasure from the secret realm. Soon, Ethan explained about it and gave the full credit to the mystic soil domain once again. What? Is there really such a heaven-defying thing? The three brothers felt it was unbelievable as they looked at Ethan with doubtful eyes. Ethan knew how unbelievable his words were, however, he believed that the brothers were good people. Uncles, since Elias is alive, I don't have to run away with my parents, right? Looking at the shocked brothers, Ethan asked with a slight smile. Not only do you not have to run away, but it is a huge opportunity to get back at that despicable Feng family. Edwin, the most intelligent one among the three brothers, quickly recovered from the shock and thought of something that could greatly benefit the Lin family. A huge opportunity. Hearing Edwin's words, everyone was surprised and asked what Edwin was planning to do. Let's make everyone believe that Ethan killed Elias and escaped with his parents. Soon, Edwin shared his entire plan with Ethan and others, making everyone's eyes light up. Will the Feng family really fall into the trap? Ethan was a little doubtful as he hesitantly told family head Edwin about it. Nephew Kai, you don't know my second brother's planning skills. It was because of his intelligence that our Lin family was able to stand still even after being suppressed by the four families. Merrick and Rowan proudly bragged about Edwin's intelligence. Since both uncles are so confident in Uncle Edwin's plan, I will blindly follow it. Ethan replied with a slight smile. Good. It is time to execute our plan. That night, some cultivators witnessed Ethan leaving Greenspire town with his handicapped father and injured mother. Behind them, the Lin family guards angrily rushed to catch them, however, with Ethan's speed, no one below the Golden Core realm could catch him. I heard that the cultivator named Kai beheaded young Master Elias's head with his dagger. You heard it, but it is not what actually happened. I have personally seen with my own eyes that the cultivator named Kai pierced his blade into young Master Elias's heart. Yeah. I have seen it too, but I was a bit late and only saw that the cultivator named Kai burned young Master Elias's corpse and danced in the ash like a maniac. Other than that, the exaggerated news about the Feng family's young master getting brutally killed by Ethan spread like wildfire throughout the entire town. In short, it was a crazy night in Greenspire town as everyone talked about a cultivator named Kai, young Master Elias, the Lin family, and the Feng family. In the small courtyard, the stage is set and it is time for the Feng family to do their part in our plan. Edwin was excited about his plan because he had absolute confidence in it. Soon, everything went as Edwin planned as family head Darius learned about Elias's death and used it to cause some trouble for the Lin family. He gathered all the family heads and even the sect elder to oversee the incident related to Elias's death. Present day, in the Lin family's meeting hall. Greetings to all the seniors. I apologize for all the trouble I caused with my actions. Entering the meeting hall, Elias made a deep bow and apologized to everyone. This. Seeing Elias standing in front of them without a single scratch on him, everyone was shocked. Why are you still alive? On the other hand, family head Darius could not help but say his inner words out loud. Making the Lin family pay for killing me is one thing, however, my father is more interested in causing trouble for the Lin family rather than being happy to see me alive. Now, I understand. No matter what I do and how much I try, he won't like me like he loves his other sons. Elias knew his father didn't like him as much as he loved his step-brothers who joined the sect, however, when he heard these words, Elias felt his heart shatter. Darius, are you even a human? How could you say such words to your own son? Edwin felt bad for Elias as he angrily shouted at Darius. Everyone, I am sorry to make a ruckus over such a small thing. Darius didn't even bother to argue with Edwin as he hurriedly apologized to the other family heads and the sect elder. It is not a ruckus. He. Elder Ren, the sect elder, shook his head, and contrary to everyone's expectations, he was not angry. Instead, he chuckled. For the first time, your family politics entertained me. He continued as he looked at Darius, since your son is alive, aren't you going to compensate the Lin family with 3 of the villages under your Feng family's control? This. Darius didn't expect things to turn out this way, as he didn't expect that his son was still alive. Just give the 3 villages close to the Lin family and let's end the meeting here. Elder Ren didn't even bother to listen to Darius' reply as he directly concluded the issue, making Darius furious. However, no matter how furious Darius was, there was nothing he could do about it, as he already promised to give 3 villages to the Lin family if his son was still alive. If he were to go back, even before the sect took action, the remaining 3 families would attack him, to act righteous in the sect's eyes. Fine. In the end, Darius agreed to give the 3 villages to the Lin family. End of the meeting. Soon after, the meeting officially came to an end as the 2 family heads worked on transferring the full ownership of 3 villages to the Lin family under the envious eyes of the 3 family heads. Uncle Edwin's acting was so damn good that even I was fooled for a moment. On the other hand, Ethan was silently observing everything that was happening in the Lin family's meeting hall and was pleasantly surprised by Edwin's acting skills. If he didn't fight for that long, the situation regarding Elias's death might have been easily resolved. However, our goal was to get a hefty compensation from the Feng family. From the side, Merrick explained to Ethan. He waited until family head Darius said it with his own mouth regarding the compensation he would pay if Elias was alive. Even after that, he didn't reveal Elias. Instead, Uncle Edwin confirmed with family head Darius and made sect elder Ren bear witness. Ethan finally understood why Merrick and Rowan were fully confident in Edwin's family, because it was not just about the plan but the way Edwin executed it. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully completing the mission. Help the Lin family. Ding! Since the host has not only resolved the issue but also helped the Lin family get 3 additional villages from the Feng family. Ding! Because of this, the host will be rewarded with bonus rewards. Ding! The host is rewarded with 1000 life points and a special life card. Ding! The bonus rewards consist of 500 life points, a revival life card, and a general revival life card. While talking with Merrick and Rowan, Ethan suddenly received the system notifications, which sounded very pleasant to his ear. Bonus rewards. He hurriedly took a look at those system notifications, and when he saw bonus rewards, Ethan became even more excited. Life points and revival life cards are always good, and as for the general revival life card, it is what I needed the most right now. Ethan was fully satisfied with the bonus rewards as his eyes focused on the special life card. I wonder what kind of special effect this new life card has. Ethan curiously asked the system about it, and soon, the system displayed its information, making Ethan's eyes light up. As Ethan was checking out his rewards, Darius transferred the ownership of the 3 villages his family used to control to the Lin family. After finishing it, everyone started leaving the meeting hall. Let's go. Darius looked at Elias while trying his best not to explode in anger in front of others. This time, you will be under house arrest for a whole year. Without looking back, Darius spoke in a cold voice. Huh. Just as he took a couple of steps, Darius realized that Elias was not moving and frowned. What? You don't want to go back home now? Father, do you really love me? Elias mustered all his courage and finally asked the question he had always wanted to ask his father. It looks like you have really betrayed the family by joining hands with our archenemy. From the moment Elias stepped into the meeting hall, Darius noticed something unusual. The Lin family had never once coerced him. Yet, the son who had always lowered his gaze now met his eyes with unwavering resolve. And then, he dared to question him. How could Darius not see it? Elias was no longer the son he once controlled. It was very clear that he had sided with the Lin family, becoming a traitor to the Feng family. Just answer my question, father. Elias asked Darius to answer his question. Since things have turned out like this, let me clear some things with you. Darius was so angry that if they were not in the Lin family manor, he would have broken all the bones in Elias's body. Nevertheless, he replied in a cold and angry voice, "Did you achieve anything that made me love you? Your brothers, who are younger than you, have successfully broken through to the foundation establishment realm, whereas you are still stuck at level 6G refining realm. I never once had much hope in you, a wastrel son of mine. Despite that, I, your father, still provided you with food and shelter, but what did I get in return? Endless problems. Just thinking about all the problems you have caused for the past 2 decades makes my blood boil. But now, you have betrayed the Feng family that gave you a name and a comfortable life and joined the Lin family, making me lose face in front of everyone. Since you don't want to come back with me, I will grant you one last wish by kicking you out of the Feng family. Don't come back begging me to take you in." After unleashing his fury, Darius turned and left the Lin family, leaving behind a tear-stricken Elias. No matter how disappointed Elias was in his father, he could not help but feel sad hearing those words. So, I have always been a burden to him. But all those troubles, I didn't create them. As a father, shouldn't you at least ask whether I am all right whenever such things happen? Even if you didn't ask about me, did you even come to see me when such things happened? You have already worried and looked after my younger brothers, giving them all the cultivation resources and love, whereas I got only hate, no matter how hard I worked for your approval. All these thoughts surfaced in Elias's mind, making him sad. Father, I will prove you wrong that I am a wastrel son of yours. Instead, I will become more powerful than my younger brothers and show you how mistaken you are about me. Suppressing his emotions, Elias clenched his fists, determined to fulfill his goals and show his father that he was wrong about him. I will not let you regret your decision, Elias. Seeing that Elias was confronting his father, Ethan paused his curiosity regarding the special life card and came to support Elias. Although they did not have a good start, right now, Ethan trusted Elias, and Elias did the same. Kaka. As soon as Ethan came to support Elias, a crisp sound came from his body, and the aura around him increased slightly. Congratulations, Elias. You have successfully broken through and become a level 7 Chi refining cultivator. Ethan was surprised only for a moment before congratulating Elias on his breakthrough. It's all thanks to the master's new cultivation technique. Elias was already at the peak of level 6 Chi refining realm, and breaking through to level 7 Chi refining realm was only a matter of time. However, Elias still gave full credit to Ethan because Ethan had asked him to cultivate a new main cultivation technique. Initially, Elias was doubtful but still followed Ethan's guidance, recultivating with a fire-related cultivation technique. Surprisingly, in a single day, he regained his old cultivation realm, and now he had even broken through to level 7 Chi refining realm, one step closer to his goal. It is just a small thing. Ethan shook his head. He hadn't told Elias about his pure fire elemental spirit root yet and planned to tell him after he completed the mission Revival Saint, fully solidifying Elias's loyalty. Uncles, I still have to take care of the spirit plants in the courtyard. I will take my leave now. Soon, Ethan informed Merrick and the others before returning to his courtyard with Elias. I will stabilize my cultivation. As soon as they returned, Elias started cultivating because, thanks to his new cultivation technique, he was no longer feeling any pain while cultivating. Instead, it was quite comfortable, as though he was soaking in a hot spring after a very tiring day. Other than that feeling, his cultivation had already increased at an incredible speed, making him cultivate all the time. Let's complete today's routine before checking out the special life card soon, Ethan took care of all the spirit grass in the spirit field, which was thriving under his care. There were 1,000 spirit grass in the spirit field, a clear heart lotus plant in the small pond, and mutated iron leaf grass on the mystic soil turtle. It took him 3 hours to complete his routine, and he finally took out a special life card to check its stats. Ding, card name, Godly Lifespan Card. Card name, Godly Lifespan Card, small. Effect, using it, the user can permanently increase the lifespan of his own or others, by anywhere between 100 to 1,000 years. Note, by exchanging it, the host can get 2,000 life points. Increase the lifespan by hundreds of years. Ethan's eyes lit up when he saw the effect of the special life card. Not only could he increase his own lifespan with it, but he could also use this card for others. My guess is right? There are more life cards that have godly effects. For cultivators nearing death, at least 1 day's increase in the lifespan was considered a blessing, and with the help of this special card, Ethan could increase the lifespan by anywhere between 100 to 1,000 years. How could it not be considered as a godly effect? What's more, it is a smaller version of the godly lifespan card. How great are the effects of higher versions? Just thinking about it made Ethan excited and looking forward to the day when he could get his hands on one. It looks like I was worrying too much about my parents' lifespan a lot previously. He was worried about his parents' limited lifespan. However, with the appearance of this special card, Ethan had hope. Even if I can't get a godly general revival card for my parents, with this card, I can extend their lifespan by a minimum of 100 years. Ethan laughed at the thought of spending time with his parents for more than a century, and within that century, he could find many other ways to turn his parents into cultivators. But, right now, using this card on myself is the best thing. No matter how emotional Ethan was, he would also try to be rational, and thus, after thinking for a moment, he decided to use it on himself. Even if Ethan was unlucky and increased his lifespan by 100 years, it would be a bonus of 100 life points for his every week's death. Moreover, Ethan had to accumulate as many life points as possible to break through to the Golden Core realm because he was worried about not having enough life points when a Golden Core realm cultivator killed him. According to the system, as long as I can become a Golden Core realm, I will get access to more special life cards. So, for now, it is better to become powerful. Ethan consoled himself that he was doing the right thing. Although exchanging it gives me 2,000 life points, only an idiot would exchange it. As for exchanging it, Ethan directly rejected it and decided to directly use it. I will be more than happy if I get an increment of at least 500 years, and anything above it, I will be over the moon. Ethan took a deep breath and crushed the card. Kakaswish. As soon as the card got crushed, a mix of gold and green energies was released from it and entered into Ethan's body. Huh? A painless process? Great. Sensing that he was not feeling any pain, Ethan felt happy. The process didn't last long as Ethan received a series of system notifications in his head. Ding, the host has used the Godly Lifespan card. Ding, the host's lifespan has been increased by 700 years. Ding, the host's current lifespan is 16/980. Is this how it feels like standing on cloud 9? Looking at the number that was close to 1,000, Ethan doubted whether he was seeing things for a moment. However, he soon realized that it was real. Other than these 964 life points, if I add the effects of the multiplier life card, I will get a huge number of life points every time I die. With such a huge number of life points every week, my chances of becoming a Golden Core realm cultivator have greatly increased. Of course, the mission was still hard. However, compared to before, Ethan's chances were much higher. Let's see how many life cards I have in my possession. With a thought from Ethan, the system quickly showed the information. Ding, 1, Revival Life Card X3. 2, Multiplier Life Card X2. 3, General Revival Life Card X1. Other than my free weekly godly revival, I have 3 additional revivals. Looks like I can take some risks with my plan. To complete his mission of becoming a Golden Core Realm cultivator within 6 months, Ethan had made a plan and it involved some risk. However, with multiple revival life cards, Ethan was no longer worried about risks. Also, I have to help Elias with his breakthrough and complete another mission. For that, I have to find a foundation establishment pill for him. Even with a high-grade spirit root, it was difficult for Elias to become a foundation establishment realm cultivator within a month. However, a foundation establishment pill can solve the problem. But, getting my hands on a foundation establishment pill is very hard. Even the Lin family, in its entire history of nearly 1,000 years, only got less than 10 foundation establishment pills, and among them, more than half of them were brought by them through their disciples who were able to join the Green Fire sect. I have a minor foundation pill, however, it will cut off the cultivator's path to the Golden Core realm. Giving it to someone like Elias was a waste of his talent, who has the potential to break through to nascent soul realm or even higher. Phew, I am thinking too much. I will just go with my plan and make the changes accordingly. Taking a deep breath, Ethan kept a full stop to the countless thoughts in his head before checking on his parents. "Father, please bear with it for some time. I will not only make you walk again but even cultivate." Ethan's heart wanted him to use the General Revival life card and make his father undergo a revival to get his leg back, however, his brain stopped him from doing it. "Just because I listened to my heart once, I nearly got hunted by the Feng family and my parents would have suffered for my actions. So, I will do what my brain says from now on." Ethan didn't want to let his emotions make his situations complicated. So, he decided to listen to his brain, instead of his heart. 2 days later, this is the entrance of Azure Serpent Garden. Looking at the cave entrance in front of him, Ethan's eyes shone brightly. Since there were no longer any survival rewards for not using his godly revival ability, Ethan planned to die to get the weekly life points. However, instead of dying without a purpose, Ethan decided to explore some secret realms to seek for opportunities hidden in them. In his plan, there was no loss for him. So, amidst his conversation with Rowan Lin, who has the most knowledge in exploring the secret realm, Ethan slowly brought up the topic and got the information about various secret realms. Among them, the Azure Serpent realm caught his eyes because it was exactly what he was searching for. Less explored, dangerous but highly rewarding. A perfect secret realm for me to search for opportunities. With a smile on his face, Ethan walked towards the gate. In this world, the gates to the secret realms open every now and then, giving many opportunities to those who enter it. Most of these secret realms disappear after completing the trials inside them, whereas a few secret realms won't disappear. These few secret realms would be claimed by the powerhouse in the region where these secret realms appear. Azure Serpent Realm was one such realm that appeared in the Emerald Green Plains, and as the powerhouse of the region, the Green Fire sect claimed its ownership. Fellow cultivator, it's 1,000 low-level spirit stones. Just when Ethan was about to enter the cave entrance that leads to the Azure Serpent Realm, he was stopped by 2 cultivators who seemed to be guarding the gate. Here. Ethan already knew about the entrance fee and paid the 2 disciples. Other than harvesting the resources from the secret realms, the sect earns a hefty income from the cultivators who want to enter the secret realms under its control. Of course, it is free for the sect disciples, and it was also one of the reasons why all the cultivation families were eager to send their youngsters to these sects. It is costly, but the things inside the Azure Serpent realm are more valuable. Ethan was not bothered too much about the 1,000 spirit stones as he got 3,000 spirit stones from Merrick after selling the perfect grade spirit grass. I hope I can harvest enough Azure Profound grass to exchange for a foundation establishment pill from the Green Fire sect. With that thought in mind, Ethan entered the cave, surrounded by complete darkness, feeling the damp air brush against his skin. As he moved forward, a faint light appeared in the distance, growing brighter with each step. Before he knew it, he had arrived on the other side of the cave, which made him feel like he had entered a different world. Ding, the host has entered the secret realm, Azure Serpent Realm. Like when he entered the mystic soil domain, the system notified him about the secret realm. The spirit essence in this realm is purer compared to emerald green plains but less pure compared to the mystic soil domain. Every cultivator is sensitive to the spirit essence around them. So, Ethan could easily tell the difference in the purity of the spirit essence between the two secret realms and the emerald green plains. It is vast and beautiful. After sensing the spirit essence in the Azure Serpent Realm, Ethan focused on his surroundings. Azure Serpent Realm is a vast, untamed land filled with towering ancient trees, mist-covered valleys, and winding rivers glowing with a faint blue hue. Hey, fellow cultivator, are you alone? Just as Ethan was enjoying the environment of the Azure Serpent Realm, a cultivator walked towards Ethan. A sect disciple. Ethan recognized the cultivator as a sect disciple from the robes he was wearing and nodded his head. Fellow cultivator, don't you know it is dangerous to explore the Azure Serpent Realm alone? The sect disciple asked Ethan as he continued, even the Golden Core Realm seniors have to be careful in the realm, not to mention Foundation Establishment Realm cultivators like us, who need to be even more careful. I know it is dangerous. Ethan entered the Azure Serpent Realm because there were many dangers inside it, and he wanted to find some opportunities amidst those dangers to complete his goal of becoming a Golden Core Realm cultivator. Hearing that, the disciple's eyes lit up as he hurriedly introduced himself. My name is Felix Wu, an outer disciple of the Green Fire sect. Hello, Disciple Wu, I am Ethan, a loose cultivator. Ethan used his past life's name because he didn't want to complicate his Kai identity. He wanted to make Kai a famous spirit farmer who only focuses on nurturing the spirit plants, and whereas the identity Ethan is used to explore the secret realms and other dangers. Ethan must always wear a mask. This was the rule he made for his Ethan identity, who would do all kinds of dangerous stuff in the future. Brother Ethan, since you know it is dangerous, I think you must be looking for a team, right? I am also looking for a member to team up with. Soon, Felix quickly invited Ethan to join his team, making Ethan feel it was not right. Sorry, but I am a lone wolf. Sect disciples consider themselves as superiors, whereas the loose cultivators are considered as lowly lives. So, how could a sect disciple think of forming a team with a loose cultivator? So, he could instantly tell that Felix had some ulterior motives. Hence, he instantly rejected his offer without any hesitation before turning to leave. Brother Ethan, I know a place where there are lots of azure profound grass. As long as you form a team with me, I will show you that place. However, Felix seemed to expect Ethan's reply as he tried tempting Ethan with something. Now, let's see how you can't join me. After using his offer, Felix was confident that Ethan would agree to form a team with him. A place with lots of azure profound grass. As Felix expected, Ethan was indeed tempted when he heard Felix's words. Azure Serpent Realm is filled with many spirit plants and herbs, however, the most valuable one was azure profound grass, a special rank 3 spirit plant. There are many alternatives for the main ingredient for refining the Foundation Establishment pills, however, the pills refined using the azure profound grass will have a 100% chance to break through to the Foundation Establishment pills. Such a powerful spirit plant is only found in the Azure Serpent Realm, making all the cultivators enter the secret realm regardless of the danger inside it. Each azure profound grass found by the cultivators can be exchanged for cultivation resources from the Green Fire sect. However, after many years of exploration, it became a little difficult to find the azure profound grass in the secret realm, and one has to venture deep into the secret realm to get a few spirit plants. As long as I get 10 azure profound grass, I can directly exchange for a Foundation Establishment pill from the Green Fire sect. Since Elias was required to break through to the Foundation Establishment realm within a month, Ethan was trying to get his hands on the Foundation Establishment pill. In a way, it was the main reason why Ethan was entering the Azure Serpent realm. Therefore, Felix's words were quite tempting to Ethan. Yes. Also, compared to the other locations, this location is less dangerous. Felix knew Ethan took the bait. So, he struck while the iron was still hot. I get it. Ethan nodded his head. However, can you tell me why you want to form a team with me? There are some false rumors about me. Felix hesitated a bit but still answered Ethan. Rumors? Ethan raised his brows. Yes. Everyone thinks that I am a cursed cultivator and whoever forms a team with me will die. So, everyone avoids me like a plague. Felix observed Ethan while explaining the rumors surrounding him, which only made Ethan's eyes light up. I didn't expect people to believe such things like cursed cultivators in this modern cultivation era. Ethan shook his head and said, let's form a team and prove them all wrong.